Hello and welcome to Fresh Face Comics, the comic book podcast where a lifelong comic book reader guides his friend through the world of comics for the first time. My name is Joey Morgan, the aforementioned lifelong reader. With me as always is Jacob Licklider, the aforementioned newbie.
Chris Claremont owes like 3 people so much money for just nicking plot points from a TV show from the 60s that nobody
He's
reading
a
these
fan. He's
yeah,
a fan. He's just a fan. That's all. He's a fan of what, you may ask? Other things that aren't. Sorry, that was a bad transition. Other things that aren't related to the Uncanny X-Men, but are in this case because we're talking about the Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont. This is Volume 4.
And John Byrne.
And John Byrne, of course. We are here with, of course, our ever-present Uncanny X-Men guest. Please welcome back Andrew to the podcast.
Hey, I'm glad to be back.
Glad to have you back, as always. We're talking about Volume 4 today, which may or may not be a significant thing to be covering as far as the Uncanny X-Men goes, because it may or may not be the start of a little thing called the Dark Phoenix Saga. Technically, it's like the very end of this volume, but also one could argue that the Dark Phoenix Saga has been building up the entire run, really. So
I'm surprised it didn't actually it's only started to boil over in the very last issue.
Oh yeah, Volume 5 is about to get nuts, but that'll be next time. Today this is Volume 4.
Next time.
Let's jump into our non-spoiler section though. First, as always, Jacob, being the new reader, what is the Uncanny X-Men Marvel Masterworks Volume 4 about?
Can I say it's kind of about romance? The romance is kind of the core theme here.
Connections in a way.
Connections,
because there are other aspects of love presented here, I would say.
Yes. Oh, that's fair. No, but this entire thing is relationships and romance and longing for the dead at the very beginning. Because if you remember last time, everybody thinks everybody else is dead. Mm-hmm. Well, not quite. And Chris Claremont knows exactly how long to milk it to keep the drama fizzling under the surface. And oh my god, when you get to the point where everyone realizes no one died, we're all alive, it is beautiful. It is great. It is amazing. It's also I think it's at this point where Claremont and Byrne kind of realized, we aren't stopping anytime soon. So let's actually start exploring other characters. Let's start bringing in more new characters, because we get some introductions by the end of this.
Some important X-Men introductions that, of course, we'll talk about more in spoilers. Yeah, definitely. Characters that we've covered before, things like Fresh Face one-shots. Are witnessing the very first appearances of here, which is very cool.
It's very different.
I'd like to toss over to Andrew now, actually. What is sort of your history with this particular era of the Uncanny X-Men? Beginning the Dark Phoenix Saga, of course, the story arcs that come directly before it. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah. So when I was younger, I think probably 11 or 12, I got Marvel Masterworks X-Men Volume 1. I loved it, and for some reason I didn't get number 2. And Marvel used to sell these black and white, I forget what they're called, but they're really cheap, and they have 500 pages worth of comics in them. So I picked up the Dark Phoenix one of that, so I was missing the in-between chunks from Volume 1 to this. And I was able to get the Dark Phoenix Saga through that, missing a bunch of the stuff. When they'll say in here we thought this character was dead, I had no clue what they were talking about.
Oh wow, okay. nice.
Yeah. I was missing 2 or 3 volumes worth of stuff.
God, I mean, truly, that is the epitome of why editors' notes explored in issue numbers this, and this. Truly, that is the reason that things like that exist.
And are very helpful.
They are. It's very easy to scoff at them these days in an age of endless collected editions of everything. But man, they were so helpful at a time, and still are in many ways.
They were helpful, but also they're helpful when say certain publishing companies who have adapted certain stories to film more than once.
God, I just hate Image Comics. You're so right, Jacob.
Don't keep the books in print.
Oh man, yeah, Marvel's pretty bad. Marvel's pretty bad at that, aren't they? Yeah. Uh, I think they are slowly getting better, but really, you just kind of have to like be on it constantly and like look out for new collected editions that they put out because they never really reprint the older ones. They always like put them out in new formats. Which is why I always keep an eye on collected edition on Epic Collection reprintings, which are just so helpful.
They're very helpful.
That said, shall we get into some Blue Sky questions?
We probably should, yeah, because we've got.
Let's get into that. We got a number of them. Got a number of them. Kicking it off with, I suppose, the bit. Let's get into the bit. First off, we have from our friend Kian at Kian the Quark says Nightcrawler ? A picture of Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. God, play. Oh, I truly can never think of the context of what these seeds are when he sends these because I've only ever watched the show once, so I've got nothing on this. But we got that.
He's also just expanding to SpongeBob now,
reaching so much. We've got SpongeBob now with Cyclops ? With a picture from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie with the character I believe referred to as the Cyclops in that movie, right? Chasing after SpongeBob and Patrick.
Because that movie's doing the Odyssey, kind of.
Also submits Wolverine ? With a picture of SpongeBob holding a giant iron glove with spikes on the end. Get it? Because Wolverine. Speaking of Wolverine, our friend Rules Panda at Joey Can Read This says Wolverine ? With a variant cover for a Marvel comic featuring I can't remember the Swedish Chef from the Muppets doing the iconic Wolverine and Hulk cover, but with spoons.
That is also, I hate to say it because of who it is who's doing the cover, clearly traced over the Miller cover. Like, you're not slick, Greg Land.
Yeah,
it's like why does the Swedish Chef
why does he have human hands? Yeah. I can't deny it is a pretty funny cover though. All things considered. We also have a submission from a guy named Andrew at Andrew Doing Art. I'm not sure who this guy is, but he says, right, fucking nerd. Andrew says, which Doctor of these three is each of us? Featuring the cover of Doctor Who, The Three Doctors. Truly, Andrew, you're the only person still committing to the Doctor Who portion of this bit.
However, I'm glad you are, because
of course, I truly, that's what makes it feel like the bit to me.
Yes.
But it was a picture of the Three Doctors. I would dare say, as much as I want to be John Pertwee, I feel like I'm Troughton in this case.
You're Troughton, I'm Pertwee, and Andrew's probably Hartnell.
Yeah, right? I think so. Yeah, I think that checks out.
So Andrew's the guest,
old man.
Yes, exactly.
Stuck on the screen, only coming in at certain points.
And yeah, I'm just a little fucking gremlin, and you're trying to keep me in check, Jacob. I think that checks out. I think it really does.
That does check out.
Yeah. Let's see. Into actual questions though. First off, once more from our friend Rules Panda at Joey Can Read This says, God, why won't Blue Sky work with me here? Says, so when it comes to film adaptations of the Dark Phoenix saga, do you think third time will be the charm, or should they just stop? You should just stop. 100% just stop.
Now, we'll get into this more next time, because next time we're going to talk about the saga proper, and we will be discussing 2 films next time.
Yeah, because they adapted the Dark Phoenix saga into film twice.
Andrew. Now, I've only seen one of those films, and it's been over a decade since I saw that film. I don't remember enjoying that film. I don't think it's a very good film, Andrew.
Yeah, it's
Andrew
very
likes
special.
The Last
It's such
Stand.
a good movie.
What Jacob truly.
Okay, can I defend myself?
You can. Here's the thing: you can choose to either do it now, or you can save it till next time when we actually talk about The Last Stand.
My one sentence defense is it's what got me into X-Men. I have a big soft spot for it.
Oh man, see, I actually can't.
I saw it before the first 2 movies.
I can't. I don't think I can.
I genuinely can't hate that.
I can't actually slash up that sentimental value. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. That is the one thing you can't take away, Jacob.
I can't logic your way out of this. What?
Yeah, I mean we're still gonna rip into his ass.
You can't ruin my childhood joy.
Yeah, we're still gonna rip into his ass next time on the podcast, but this was a nice moment to have for this episode.
Yes. But also, yeah, to answer the question, no, guys, maybe
yeah, just stop, just give it a rest. There are other
you guys,
great
as far as I can
stories to
tell, you
adapt.
guys keep forgetting that Jean Grey has to be a character first, and
Yeah.
I
think
do that.
Here's the thing: all things considered, Dark Phoenix the film does it better, but it's still not good. Ugh. Anyway, our friend Kian at Keen the Quark says, "Would you rather get a prostate exam from Wolverine or from Colossus in his steel form?" Now this is of course a joke question. But I mean, the answer is Colossus, right? It's just
that is the correct answer.
That's the only way. That's the only way. That is the way in which I stand a lower chance of just straight up dying. Right? I would assume. Yes. Not that I'm saying I don't trust Logan's ability to control himself, but like you never fucking know. I feel like it's anything can happen. Keen also says,
except he doesn't. He screws up the beat pattern. He makes it like 5/4. He makes it 5/4.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, that's weird. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You gotta cut a couple. You have to cut a couple of na-nas from the end there.
If I may, it is a very simple 4/4 melody that starts on the 4th beat of the first measure, and with 4/16 notes. That's how this works. It is musically there. You've got this wrong, sir. You're thinking of Batman.
That is true. It does look more like the Batman thing.
It does.
It does. Anyway, our last set of questions comes from our friend Mason at the GD256. One, so on the topic of X-Men, how do we feel about trans rights? Trans rights are human rights, and I feel like we've said that on the podcast before, but in case we haven't, just in case we haven't, just to make it absolutely clear, trans rights are human rights, and fuck you if you think otherwise. So very simple.
Most of the American government.
Yep. Just so we're all on the same page. Second question: what is the most 5 out of 10 or totally mid mutation you can think of? Ooh,
it's very easy. Silent mutations. Silent mutations that don't actually do anything to the genome. It's just switching out a codon for another codon. But
it's that girl at the start of first class that Xavier's trying to hit on at the college bar.
Yes.
It's literally that scene. Oh man, how great! I love First Class so much.
I can think of another one though.
What?
There's a mutant in the X-Men comics called Maggot, and his ability is that he has 2 maggots that form as like fists for him. But the downside is he doesn't have an immune system, and they have to curl up to be his intestines. So I'd say that's pretty 5 out of 10.
Oh, that's amazing! I've never heard of that. I think that's a 1 out of 10 mutation. That was just actively bad. That's oh god, that's awful. I love that though. Oh god. Mason's third question says, as someone who grew up with the movies, I don't understand why people care so much about Wolverine being short. Could you genuinely explain, LOL? I don't care either, honestly. I truly don't. I don't get what the big deal is.
I'd like him to be short because he is kind of short, and there's something very fun about that.
Maybe sure. Well, it would be nice to I guess just have that.
Mainly, I would like to see fastball specials, please.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you can't really roll Hugh Jackman into a ball, can you?
No, you can't do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I've never thought too much of it. I've never really cared either way. But I mean, I guess it would be nice if it happened. But I don't know.
Yeah. The reason people care is honestly, it is because that is how he's portrayed in the comics fairly explicitly. And one of his iconic things that did not transfer over to the movies is the fastball special, where he is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
oh god, Andrew just sent a picture of Maggot. Oh god, he actually looks badass for a guy that sounds totally useless.
Jeez, what the? Who created this bitch? Is this?
This almost looks like some Liefeld shit.
Maybe some Morrison shit. This sounds like it might also be some Morrison shit.
No, it's pre-Morrison.
Oh, okay. Huh. Weird.
I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Let's find out who created Maggot.
Scott Lobdell.
I just looked it up.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense too. Actually, I can't lie. Oh man, I love my man Scott, but that guy. Oh no, Oh man. Okay.
Are you sure you love this author? Is this going to turn into a I make you reassess your opinions on
No,
what?
no. It's almost a Dan DiDio thing where like he's made so many batshit insane decisions that I kind of respect the guy, but also he does write some genuinely great things. So he's also incredibly horny, like all the time. But Mason's fourth question says, "Oh fuck, the Wonder Woman illustrator. How does George's work here compare to his work elsewhere discussed on the podcast?" Yeah, let's talk about Georgie Perez.
Georgie Perez. First off, I love that Mason.
Mason goes, "Oh fuck, the Wonder Woman illustrator," which is just, I love that. I absolutely love that.
I mean, God, yes.
If we've taught Mason nothing else, is that George Perez draws a damn good Wonder Woman. But also, George Perez is the Teen Titans guy. He also wrote a bunch of Wonder Woman. Is the DC Marvel crossover guy. Just to do that. He is the guy. He is the guy. Like
he is the Avengers guy. I think he has a pretty well-known Avengers run where he drew that as well. God, he was just one of the best. One of the best.
Truly one of the greatest to ever do it. God. How does the work here compare elsewhere discussed on the podcast? I mean, so oh god, oh no. Andrew just sent another picture of how Maggot got his powers. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Why have you cursed us with this, Andrew?
To bring us back in to answer your question, Mason, here's the terrible thing. George Perez doesn't ever put in a bad performance, but I think this is honestly, we're quite in the middle of peak Perez. This is 1980, late 1979 to 1980. So
where Perez was doing everything.
Everything. He is just about to start his work with Marv Wolfman on New Teen Titans.
I mean, he is. God, I mean, we also literally just covered some George Perez last time on the podcast with the Volume 2 of Luke Cage. Like he was just
popping
everywhere.
Up everywhere.
I can never not love a George Perez thing, and comparing them is like comparing, I don't know, one piece of Van Gogh to another. Like it's just it's like, I don't know, it's all art, it's all brilliant in its own special way, and I truly can't say one is better than the other. So, Mason's fifth question says, "Who's your favorite Marvel comic writer?" Who is it? Claremont? It might be Claremont. If I could isolate it to like one piece of work, I might say Miller on Daredevil.
You can't just say Miller.
Yeah. There's no way. I can't just say Frank Miller, of course. Man, I don't know.
I might be Claremont for me, but like I also have the only stuff by Claremont that I have read. It's these 4 volumes, so like he could fall off like Miller, but I don't know. Like people love, I think, all of his X-Men run.
Yeah. So it's it's probably Claremont
most
for me.
of it.
Yeah, I would assume Andrew, yours is Claremont, right?
Absolutely, by a landslide.
Yeah. What a guy. And then Mason's last little bit here for the Q&A says, "Oh, also X-Men: The Last Stand was one of my sexual awakenings. It was the scene where Wolverine and Dark Phoenix were playing tonsil hockey while she tried to kill him. Not a question, I just thought it was funny. And you're absolutely right. That scene is hot as fuck. And I remember thinking the exact same when I was a kid and watching it. Absolutely. It also has Naked Rebecca Romaine, which is a huge plus. It's a sexy movie." And that's about that. Anyone else have anything to add on that particular?
I need to know if this was this your fan
I actually had the opposite reaction.
Oh?
What?
Oh, what do you mean the opposite?
I'm sorry,
opposite reaction? In like what way?
Oh, it scared me. She was like gonna melt him, and I'm like, ugh.
See, I don't know. I don't know.
The way I thought, I don't know. I was so creeped out. I was like 11 or 12 or whatever. I watched it. Wolverine's skin gets all flappy on his face. I'm like, no.
God, are we thinking of the same scene? God, because it's
making out on the bed in the hospital or the mansion.
Yeah.
Isn't she like about to disintegrate him?
Yeah, she's hot as hell there. It's oh my god. I'm sorry, man. Oh man, she's so hot. I love it. I can't do it, man. Jacob, any thoughts? Jacob.
I don't think my mic picked up my sigh.
I
Oh
think
no, it
Christine
didn't. It
killed
must
him.
not have. Oh no.
It was a long sigh. Gentlemen,
Oh,
gentlemen.
man.
Gentlemen, I understand the X-Men have the effect on people of sexual awakenings. I am not immune to this condition, though you will never know exactly what you will. I refuse to let the audience know what exactly is my sexual awakening when it comes to certain X-Men.
Someday, Jacob, someday. All right. I think that does it for questions. Now we're going to hop into Fresh Face Correspondence. This is part of Fresh Face Comics, where we read out your comments, any and all comments on anything that we do Fresh Face Comics related. Fresh Face One Shots, Fresh Face Comics on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you comment, we will read them out right now. Hopping first over to Spotify. Comments on Spotify. First off, from our friend and patron Jamie. Jamie says, "I wonder how many security kitchens there are in Security City." Commenting on our last episode on Luke Cage with the issue in Security City.
As an expert on security kitchens, there's one for each member of Security City.
I imagine every kitchen in Security City is a security kitchen. So therefore,
Yes.
I mean, infinite security kitchens, really.
No, there's finite. There aren't infinite kitchens in.
You don't know that. You don't know how many kitchens there are in Security City. We
Well,
never
first
saw
off,
a single. We never saw a single kitchen in that city, so we don't know how many kitchens there are in that city.
We know it's a finite space, so there must be finite kitchens.
You cannot confirm that. Maybe there's like some kind of extra dimensional wormhole kind of thing in there where they store other security kitchens. Next on Spotify from our friend Marcus says, listening to this out of context is low-key hilarious. I know it's obviously not the same guy, but every time you mention him, my mind just goes, Billy Graham, the preacher.
Which so
God,
funny.
That is incredibly funny. Obviously not that Billy Graham.
Obviously not that Billy Graham.
I love it. Next, I'm going to hop over to our YouTube comments. We have a lot of YouTube comments. We just want to take a quick moment to thank everyone that keeps commenting on Fresh Face Comics things everywhere, because we genuinely love hearing from you. If eventually it gets to a point where we've reached like max capacity and cannot read out every single comment everywhere, we apologize, and that only means that we're getting so many great responses to everything we put out that we simply cannot read them all out anymore. But for now, I think it's pretty manageable, actually. First off, on the same Luke Cage episode over on YouTube, our friend Zach Jags, who I remember over from the Twitter days, and I guess has still continued to follow our work. So thank you so much, Zach. That means a lot. Says, as someone who has read a grand total of one Western comic, and most of what I know about comics comes from your channel, I was not familiar with Luke Cage, but these two podcasts have made me interested in him, and I may well check him out. So well done on bringing comics to the unknown masses, me. You two have discussed a massive DC and Marvel comic material, so my question would be, do you think you will ever cover non-Western comics like manga series such as Dragon Ball, Death Note, or Monster? Thanks. First off, I'm so happy to just bring. I mean, the whole point of this podcast is obviously new readers reading comics for the first time. It's an amazing experience. I love bringing this amazing hobby to people all the time, and I'm so happy that you're interested in these things now. As far as non-Western comics on the podcast, it's something we've definitely tossed around in the past. Probably
there would be. I'll outright say, don't say never. There would be logistical problems, especially if we did manga, because of how manga is generally written oftentimes to be one complete story or arcs that are multiple volumes, and just physically, for regular episodes of the podcast, Joey and I have about 2 weeks to read a volume, and that takes time. However, I don't want to say no. I don't want to rule the possibility out of a bonus episode of something. Somehow, we have done comics as a bonus episode in the past, and we hope to do more in the future. Bonus episodes also just take a lot of time.
No, they don't, Jacob. No, they don't. You're just lazy.
I get more busy. I've made more progress, Joey, since last time. They
don't take a lot of time, Jacob. You're just lazy.
Joseph, I do so much shit, man.
I follow your letterboxd. You're not that busy.
You bastard. But yes, we I will say we do have at least one comics bonus episode coming hopefully in the near future if I get off my ass.
Give the fans a date, Jacob. Give the fans a date.
I'm not giving people a date.
You should give them a date.
Here's the thing. Even if I somehow miraculously made it to get things working out, to like get the next bonus episode out, like say the end of the year, which is impossible. We know that, but like, listen. I try.
It is the kind of defeatist attitude you have when you say it's never going to happen by the end of the year. That makes these things not happen, Jacob. You could lock in right now. You could finish that show within the next 2 weeks if you lock in.
That's so much.
It's not. It's really not, Jacob. Just divvy up your time, man. Anyway, enough of me reparading Jacob.
I would like to do manga at some point. I don't know how that would look. It would be, and because of Japan's can be a little copyright heavy because they don't quite have the same copyright laws. We'd have to try to. It'd be a very different video form of the podcast. Probably might just be one single screenshot. Like we don't know, but we're. Yeah. And there are just certain tropes in anime and manga that Joey and I want to avoid.
We talked about these things. Yeah.
We talked about these things. But anyway, never say never. Just not for a while. Like,
yeah. On things unrelated to our Luke Cage episode, other things promoting like fresh face one shots. We have a comment from on our coverage of our new Batman by Matt Fraction thing. It's a thing on a short promoting that. Our friend Michael O'Brien, who again usual Star Trek commenter, helping over to our comic stuff, says you know there have been 4 different Batman #1 comics. Might be interesting video to describe and compare all of them. That is interesting because we've covered almost all of them individually. No, have we? Yeah. We've
covered all of them. We've done
all of them individually. Might be fun to maybe compare them someday. That might be really interesting.
To do something there. There's an idea there.
That's an idea. Yeah. Next up, a comment on our promotion for Wonder Woman number 25 review. Simply saying, Mouse Man knows, mice have ears, Mouse Man knows, and of course, if you know, you know. Because I'm just loving that arc. It's great stuff. Also, another Tom King stuff on our latest video on Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, number 4. Tom Leonard says, other than the absolute titles, Trinity is my favorite title currently. I love the messy trip through continuity and humor. It makes me annoyed at how they rapid age John. I want a new Young Justice with Damian Wayne, John Kent, Lizzie Prince, Irie West, Leon Harper, Maxine Baker, and maybe some of the time displaced sidekicks that Stargirl rescued. That is interesting. As far as like things other than absolute titles, Trinity is just an interesting choice for a favorite. I'll
say it's not my favorite, but I'm also only reading.
Yeah, I mean, truly to each their own.
5 titles from DC. Yeah.
You're currently covering 5 of them on Fresh Face One Shot.
Six.
DCKO.
I forgot last Halloween, which is so funny.
Oh no, Jacob, we just did an issue of that.
Okay, in my brain that is over because the last issue was supposed to be coming out. That's besides the point.
I don't know. Interesting idea for a new Young Justice series, though, Tom. That is very interesting. Would be curious to see that eventually. And also, I'm not. I don't really start any wars here, but I don't know. I don't mind Rapid Age John personally, but maybe that's just me. And I think that about does it for correspondence today. Man, there's a lot of correspondence. And once again, I just have to reiterate a thank you to everyone that keeps reaching out for correspondence. It really does mean a lot. And please keep them coming. All right. I think at long last that finally does our non-spoiler section. We're about to jump into spoilers. If you are not sticking around for spoilers, be sure to stick to the end of the episode. Actually, no. You know what we're covering next time. We're covering more Uncanny X-Men next time. We're covering the proper main Dark Phoenix saga, the main issues of that next time. That's very exciting with Volume 5 of the Uncanny X-Men.
And also some of the fallout from it, right?
Most definitely.
The arc ends. I think the arc ends at what, like 137, but the next volume goes to 140.
Plus some extra little things in there. But yeah, also if you're not sticking around as well, be sure to check out our patreon.com/Blood Studios. You can get all kinds of fun things there, like early Star Trek reviews, Star Trek commentaries, fresh-faced extras. We talked for 20 minutes before this episode about Gail Simone and Uncanny X-Men, and also just how cold it's been around here, and movies we've been watching, and other fun things like that. So it's always a good time on fresh-faced extras. But of course, if you're not into any of that, there is a general support tier. when you join the general support tier, it's only $1 a month. You'll get your name down in the description below. It'll be the first thing that people see when they go to the description below. They'll see your name down there. They'll see that you're a cool person. They'll want to join the Patreon because that's actually what happens. I can guarantee that's what happens. Otherwise, link trees are down below. Anything else I'm missing? Amazon links to the books we're covering today and next time on the podcast. So that's actually it, I think. I think it's time we jump into spoilers with
okay.
God, what is our first issue today?
122.
122. Thank you so much, Jacob.
I've had it open in front of me this entire time.
You're a wonderful co-host, Jacob. You're the best.
No,
you know I only say because I have to.
I am the glue that holds this thing together.
No, you are not. The glue is the fans who we love so very, very much.
Yes. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Give us money. Uncanny X-Men number 122. Oh,
no, you do not feel pressure to give us money. I am putting that mass away. Andrew, what the hell are you doing to your profile picture?
Andrew just made his profile picture maggot. No. Oh god. I didn't need this. I didn't need this today. I didn't need this knowledge. I didn't need this image. I didn't need more Scott Lobdell lore. I didn't. Oh man. All right. Here we go. Uncanny X-Men number 122. I've always loved this cover. I really love this cover. Not many X-Men covers just not many X-Men covers just take the time to show off Colossus, and I love them. People,
God.
People really sleep on Colossus, like all the damn time.
People, honestly, it is kind of a shame that X-Men, like the show, like the animated series, trying to adapt like the Claremont run as a whole, and I understand why, made its cast essentially what I believe was like the current team, and not this team, because like Colossus gets shafted, Banshee gets shafted a lot.
To be fair, this volume also does shaft Banshee.
He says goodbye.
He says goodbye, but I'm just saying that doesn't mean he's not shafted.
No, he gets to have his arc come to a natural conclusion, and it's great and adorable. I like the romance. Okay,
and he totally never comes back.
Never, absolutely, yeah.
Never.
We definitely said goodbye to Banshee permanently. So opening on 122, Colossus is training in the danger room, and he's holding apart these two sort of like giant metal doors, just training himself, trying to like push himself to the limit. We get
this whole idea is that like the team's kind of in general dealing with self-doubt in their own way because of their experiences with Magneto.
Mm-hmm. And also the apparent deaths of their fellow teammates.
Their deaths of fellow teammates who we, the audience, know are not dead. However, the characters obviously don't know that.
I gotta also really love the aspect of our heroes not knowing that everyone else is alive when like Beast is a very public member of the Avengers at this point in Marvel Comics.
This is true.
It's just really funny to me that they still don't know that Beast is alive at this point. But yeah, so they're like really pushing themselves. We get this great scene like early on of Wolverine and Cyclops like fighting over a sort of like leadership position, and like Wolverine wanting to push Colossus in a way of like to like help him and like push himself as well.
So much so that Wolverine just destroys the controls to the danger room, and basically is like, all right, I'm just going to stand right in front of you, Peter, and if you don't stop it, I will die. So, like, I will be crushed. And yeah, Wolverine's got a healing factor. Shush. I don't really think that we've entirely explored the quote-unquote extent of his healing factor yet. So,
oh, absolutely not. I mean, Claremont will absolutely do that later. I
think we do have to just remember. One of the point of telling a story, storytelling in general, you may have an idea where things are going. You don't have all the details worked out. Like, no one had the idea that Wolverine is maybe kind of immortal at this point. So he would die. Like, this is genuinely a selfless, I trust you, Colossus, enough to save both of us.
I mean, it's also Wolverine being kind of a smug dick and being like, well, I guess you're just gonna have to kill me then, Colossus, huh? Like,
yes, it is. It's that kindness through the mask of a smug asshole.
Yeah. So we after this little scene where Colossus is able to stop the walls, Cyclops and Wolverine fight some more, and we leave the danger room, and we see that one Colleen Wing is waiting for Cyclops here at the mansion. We have seen Colleen previously in the run.
Yes, we have.
I'm curious, Jacob. What are your thoughts on this sort of budding semi-romance here?
Well, here's the thing. Cyclops is kind of a slut.
Like, oh, absolutely, 100%.
Like,
this is the Dick Grayson of the X-Men we're talking about here.
Yes,
come on.
Yes. I have a feeling, and he clearly has a thing for redheads.
Like, 100%.
I'm like, you have a type, sir. I'm like, Scott, you are bouncing back rather quickly after you think Jean is dead.
Are we sure Chris Claremont doesn't just have a type?
I mean, he does. He's got. There are multiple points where we can put up that police squad, and now the writer's thinly veiled fetish.
Yeah.
In this very volume,
100%. But we don't kink shame around here. So, we catch up with Nightcrawler and Banshee, who are doing some work on the jet. Cyclops is
basically tells them, "Hey, Wolverine fucked up. You're gonna need to help clean this up."
Mm-hmm. And then Cyclops begins catching up Colleen on what has been happening in the time since he's seen her last. And the big point being that Xavier has gone off and fucked off into space. At which time we catch up with Xavier in space with his space girlfriend.
There's a lot of just. Here's another scene of Xavier in space, slowly ready to get married to Lilandra. Until it doesn't happen. It's like stuff is happening.
Xavier is so damn funny in this volume. I love him.
He oscillates from this like. I hate to. This is like 7 years before Star Trek: The Next Generation, maybe even 8. Almost like it's so weird. Almost like this Picard-like figure, and utterly insufferable and controlling by the end in such a fascinating way that I love.
I love him. Meanwhile, it is time we catch up with our one and only Jean Grey, who is about to have a very fateful encounter here with a new character to the run. One Jason Wingard, who definitely isn't important at all. He runs into her on the street, introduces himself. She walks away, and
we are starting the list of people Chris Claremont owes money to.
With who
first
this
one
time,
being
Jacob?
Mr. Peter Wingard for stealing his name and look.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And role of a character he played in an episode of a TV show that we will name later. So, yeah.
Jean walks away from this encounter unscathed for now, and goes to meet up with Moira McTaggart. And
however, because we need to have some dramatic irony, we are basically told Jason's evil. It's like he really loves me.
Right away.
Like this launches into an.
So
internal
did you guys
villain
notice
monologue.
his silhouette? Are you familiar with who?
I mean,
did you guys catch who the silhouette's referencing?
I'm familiar with it. I don't know if Jacob is yet.
I don't think I am, but that's clearly not.
They're
him.
not in any of the movies. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't think the movies even adapted.
No.
The Dark Phoenix film vaguely does the Hellfire Club, very vaguely. But yeah, we'll talk about that obviously next time. But we then catch up with Cyclops and Colleen. Once again, they're out on their little date night. Cyclops is a slut. What else is new? Wolverine and Storm then are together. Wolverine happens to as Storm goes off on her own, Wolverine happens to see Mariko on the streets, who just happens to be here. We're where are we right now? We're in
New York.
Oh, yeah, we're still in New York. Yeah. And he sees Mariko. He goes after her. He is turned away. And so we'll obviously pick back up on that later. But then we catch up with Storm, who is out on the streets here
in Harlem, and goes essentially through Harlem. Looks how Harlem is on hard times as we're nearing the Reagan administration. And Storm finds herself essentially in a drug den.
Yeah, being attacked by these kids in this drug den. And as she begins to fend them off, she is met by some familiar faces to the podcast. As in, one familiar face and one that you're aware of, at least. Luke Cage and Misty Knight arrive here to meet up with Storm.
I'm guessing Chris Claremont is also writing Power Man and Iron Fist at this point.
1,000%, 1,000% at this point. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Luke and Misty are here. They know Storm. They have been they're here to. Luke just like tells her about like the situation down here, how it's gotten worse. Honestly, this scene doesn't have much to do with the rest of the volume, but like
this entire issue is like a breather of let's reestablish where everybody is, because I
mean, obviously these things were written without collected editions in mind, but like it is a really nice start to the volume, as it is just kind of like what's the status quo currently before jumping into everything else.
Which I mean, it's especially helpful when because the last time we covered the Uncanny X-Men on the podcast was like way back in July 2024. So it's been over a year. So it's always helpful when you actually when long storytelling runs like these, where they're not written for the trades, like we'll actually take the time to be like, here's where everything was, potential new readers, or in the future, readers who read trade by trade and have gaps between their reading and maybe forget some plot points. There's this lovely ending to Cyclops and Colleen's date, where Cyclops gets a key to her apartment, obviously. It's cute.
Yep.
And then we get the craziest fucking prologue.
Well, it's an epilogue to the issue, a prologue to the coming story here, where we meet Arcade here, who is working with Juggernaut and what's his name?
Black Tom Cassidy. And I believe we agreed that Arcade sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. Like
he has a heavy Southern accent. Absolutely. He's so funny.
I say the X-Men are good as dead.
I love it. And that is where the first issue ends, taking us into the Uncanny X-Men number 123, Arcade's Murder World.
You know what threw me for a loop?
Spider-Man on the first page.
Yeah. I know he's on the cover. Like, Peter, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
he's just here to sell some issues. Jacob, you got a problem with Peter Parker selling some issues over here?
Well, no. I mean, I also noticed the editor on the book currently is Roger Stern.
You got something to say about Roger Stern, Jacob?
Yeah, he's quite lauded for writing Spider-Man, and I think around this time.
Andrew, any thoughts on Roger Stern?
No. I don't even remember who he is.
Amazing.
So we want to go back. He's one of the 5 writers of The Death of Superman. And he was the wordiest one.
Okay.
He's the one. He's not a bad writer. He's just very wordy. And I'm like, buddy, you didn't need to be like.
God, that is such a fresh-faced comics deep cut. That goes all the way back to episodes 5 through 10 of this goddamn
6 through 10. 6 through 10.
Or sorry, 6 through 10. I meant to say 6.
5 was a Frank Miller thing.
5 was a Frank Miller thing. That also featured Superman. But we open on Spider-Man. Spider-Man just happens to pass by Colleen and Scott. He's just like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" He calls them true believers, which is always really funny. We
It
get to
is
call back
also
Marvel.
very
Calls them by
much.
their first name too.
He does. Jacob, your Omni doesn't include the Marvel team up issues, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's not.
Interesting. The Epic collections do include the Marvel team up
Oh,
issues.
that is interesting.
Interesting. They're mostly good.
I mean, what Marvel Team Up, that was. I think it might be because Marvel at one point published some Marvel Team Up omnis where it's
That's fair.
just
See, that's the thing. The Epic collections will always do like here are all the appearances of these characters and teams. So it'll be like there are Marvel Team Up Epic collections, but also they include Marvel Team Up in other books. So
yeah. We will just have to make sure there isn't like when we eventually get if we get to stuff where there would be Marvel Team Up or like,
I don't
things
think
like
they're
that.
usually included in the Masterworks, so I don't think we'll ever have to worry about that. Unlike next time on the podcast, where my Epic collections don't include an issue that we're covering next time, so I need to go back to the Masterworks for that one.
Interestingly,
issue.
the Omni does, and it includes the whole issue and not just the one story.
Oh, that's
the
weird.
Masterworks does. Yeah,
That's
like
weird.
it is going to be so weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Here's the thing. Like Spider-Man does stuff in this issue briefly. Like he
but
discovers.
he's mostly here to sell some
Arcade.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he discovers Arcade after leaving Scott and Colleen. Discovered that Arcade is up to some shit.
So, I love the premise that Colossus and Nightcrawler go to the opera at the Lincoln Center. No, the ballet. It's a ballet at the Lincoln Center. Charles Xavier has a private box that is quote unquote being refurbished. It's not being refurbished. So that's how they're captured. And
let's put this in perspective. A helicopter attached to this other private booth lifts the entire private booth into the air and flies them
because
away.
it's surprise, it's not a private booth. They just tape.
It just says fire exit, so they attached the implication. The implication is they attached a whole other room to the fire exit to this theater.
This isn't just some theater. This is the Lincoln Center.
Yes,
it's like a New York landmark.
Amazing.
How does nobody notice this?
Amazing.
Like, I gotta ask: did Spider-Man live in New York? He probably did.
I think most Marvel writers did at the time.
I mean, he's British, so
yeah. But then we catch up with Banshee, who is captured from X-Mansion itself. So Storm, they're both captured.
Quite literally, just not with ray guns. Like
Storm is captured while the phone is ringing, and on the other end is Spider-Man, who's just calling X-Mansion as he does. Arcade has stolen Storm and Banshee. He now has all of our X-Men within his clutches. And
he also takes the moment to gloat at Spider-Man on the other line. It's like, well, you got it, Spider-Man. I'm running for the X-Men. Trouble is, your warning comes a wee bit too late.
And Spider-Man then demolishes the phone booth that he's in rage. And then we catch up with our X-Men, who are now all captured and in Arcade's giant pinball machine, in that they are inside the giant balls that make up the giant pinball machine, and they are all bouncing around inside the pinball machine, and it's amazing and hilarious, and I love it.
It is such a great setting, like...
We also do get some great character work out of this too, because once the balls start to break, we find that
everyone's split up. Yeah.
Each of our X-Men have their own sort of like personal challenges to escape. Scott's is a simple the walls are closing in on me, but Cyclops Colossus is really interesting. He is faced with a KGB agent that is mentally manipulating him to convince him that the X-Men are working. They're a team based in the United States, and therefore they are traitors to the KGB. And
he's turned capitalist.
Yeah.
Okay. It's clearly written by someone living during the Cold War who's probably fallen for a lot of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's interesting. I find it really interesting. We also mentioned I know the walls are closing in on Cyclops. He also has to do the Monty Hall problem of two of his doors lead to certain death, one leads to the exit.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
uh
Wolverine's is that he is just in a fun mirror maze,
and somehow
um,
his reflections come to life. Like
and they start attacking him. It's very fun. Um, Nightcrawlers is
Instant
that he.
androids.
Yes. Wait, is that what they are?
that's what they're called.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right then. Good.
Yeah, Arcade laughs and he goes, "Instant androids, gotta love them."
That is funny. Sure. I guess we make it out of
Nightcrawler
mirrors
is
now.
Nightcrawler is
Nightcrawler.
attached by bumper cars with teeth and saw blades.
You know, a challenge designed specifically for Nightcrawler. um. Oh, that's so funny.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think Claremont is just like, what crazy bullshit can I get away with?
And he does. He gets away
He
with
does.
it constantly. But then we catch up with Banshee, who as the editor's notes will keep reminding us, whose powers have been disabled essentially since issue number, what is it, 119? They keep saying, yeah, 119.
119.
That he can't use his supersonic screech. So now he's just being bombed straight up by Nazi planes, which is wild.
Mind you, this is inside a pinball machine that may or may not be a giant pinball machine, or it may just be everyone was shrunk. It's not entirely clear.
Does it need to make sense, Jacob? Does it need to make sense?
No, not particularly.
But then we have Storms. She is just attacked by a giant lightning bolt, essentially,
and is basically put into water, and kind of doing just a play on her claustrophobia in the next issue.
Things begin to crescendo as Cyclops uses his optic blast to break through his walls, breaking into Wolverine's room and helping him take out his android problem. And then they are attacked by Colossus, now turned into the Proletarian, who is he is the workers' hero of the Soviet Union, as he is called,
dressed like Mario. With black Lenin on like
Lenin on the red overalls. Lenin on the red overalls is the fucking best part about this.
Also, everybody's dates has been captured as well because
oh man. We go to Uncanny X-Men number 124 then. God, this is such a fun arc. It has very little to do with the rest of the volume, but it's such a fun arc.
It's fun. Here's the thing. Can we also say I love the titles of these stories? Like this last one was "Listen, stop me if you've heard it, but this one will kill you," and this next one is "He only laughs when I hurt" instead of "It only hurts when I laugh."
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. We have Arcade enjoying the sight of his heroes being beaten by one of their own. He takes some time to taunt the dates of our heroes.
It does a little bit. It does a little bit of sexual assault, like
just a wee bit. But Arcade's
he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Like, and I hate to say, Claremont kind of justifies it with his backstory. Like, no, this just sucks. Like, he was a poor, spoiled little rich kid, and his dad was like, "Well, I'm going to cut you off, so maybe you stop being such a dick." So Arcade blew his dad up.
Yep. And now he's even more of a dick. Oh, and also, you should read some other issues that he appeared in.
Yes. Marvel Team Up, which looks like it features Captain Britain. Like,
yeah. Captain Britain and Spider-Man. But we then pick up back at the present, where our other heroes are fighting Colossus still, or sorry, the Proletarian. We get a little recap of how he was turned into the Proletarian. We catch up with Storm, who once again is dealing with this whole claustrophobia room as she is drowned in this water with the ceiling closing in on her.
Cyclops finds Nightcrawler.
Is able to save him from the killer bumper cars. And Wolverine then finds Banshee, is able to save him from the bombing Nazi planes.
Literally and then rips a way out through the circuitry, but also like the Hulk and Magneto.
Yes, androids of the Hulk and Magneto, obviously. But
what?
Why not? Why not?
Mind you, this is all in a giant pinball machine.
Pinball machine. It all fits in there, Jacob, obviously.
I said in Extras I wasn't going to reference Doctor Who, but this is just Carnival of Monsters. I think.
Oh God, it is. It is.
I think. Once we need to add Robert Holmes to the list of people Chris Claremont. Oh wait. Yes, no, wait, no. Carnival of Monsters would have been out. This is the late 70s, not the early 70s.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, would that have been out?
Chris Claremont's just a big fucking nerd. He's just a big fucking nerd.
He's such a dork.
This has been apparent from very early on in the run, but he's just a big fucking nerd.
Heck, Arcade's design, even though it's not like obviously not him or Burns' design, is a very Vorg from Carnival of Monsters. Like,
yeah,
it's very carny.
As our heroes begin breaking out of the pinball machine, though, we have Cyclops and Nightcrawler together. Wolverine and Banshee fighting our animatronic Magneto and Hulk robots. Nightcrawler goes after Arcade. Cyclops and Banshee and Wolverine, they find Storm, who has seemingly drowned. Cyclops is able to bring her back, use some CPR.
I really like how Colossus has the brainwashing broken.
Oh yeah.
All this is like, hey, Soviet Union bad, socialism bad. Claremont is smart enough to be like, hey, family, like, and that's what gets to them, which is
Peter's friends. Yeah,
family is a unit of multiple people living together in harmony, sharing resources and what they produce and the means to produce those things. Just food for thought.
Yeah.
And also, I love this team as family. It's great.
It's nice.
It also helps tie it back into the first issue, even though that's why I would include like a lot of that first issue, even though it's kind of quote unquote recap into what makes this arc work so well. It's good. I like it.
But then, after breaking Peter of the brainwashing, our heroes work together to use the giant ball that they trap themselves in to shoot themselves out of the pinball machine through the water system out of the tunnel of love in an amusement park, and then break them free from the giant pinball. As our love interests are parachuted into the sky and collected on the ground below, because Arcade,
our love interests, and Nightcrawler, like
Nightcrawler's a love interest. Let's be real. Come on, but Arcade lets them go because they escaped the pinball machine. So he sends a little note with them that says, "Round 1 to you, X-Men. Till next time, Arcade." And so. Our heroes all.
I can't wait for this to come back and like it be a totally different team that he faces. Like, because I don't think he's coming back in the next volume. Like,
what? Definitely not. But that is where the issue ends, though. I have to skip past a Marvel team up issue now because we have a Spider-Man Nightcrawler one next.
That sounds like a fun team up.
It's a good issue. But we go then into Uncanny X-Men Annual number 3 with art by oh god, who is it now? Someone you might have heard of, George Perez. Anyone know that guy?
Yeah, George Perez. Yeah. Also, the cover is a great cover, fantastic cover, wonderful, amazing.
Yeah, anything you gotta say about the cover, Jacob?
why can't Frank Miller put this kind of work into his art today? Because it's a Frank Miller cover, guys.
It's a Frank Miller cover. It's a good Frank Miller cover, accentuating
So-
Scott Summers' ass.
Yes. I mean, apparently there was actually some more details in the background that were cut out. Like there was supposed to be a legion behind the one soldier guy, and it like just
That's interesting.
got cut. Oh, yeah, because in the Omni it includes the original sketch
You
or
know,
like the
they're-
original pencils.
That's probably in my Epic too. Now that I think about it. Let me
Um,
see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no, it's
Interesting.
really good. It's good. It's good.
That is good. Why did they use the whole thing? Huh.
Printing error.
Oh God, no, Andrew, no. This is Andrew just turned his profile picture into the fucking Frank Miller Wolverine
Jesus
variant
Christ,
cover.
I wasn't looking
Oh,
at the screen. Andrew.
Rat bastard.
Here's the thing. I can use your last name, but I'm not going to do that because you wished for privacy. But I am so
Andrew-
tempted, sir.
Andrew is
you.
just here to privately torment us.
So actually, Andrew and I had an interesting discussion about this annual because it's kind of it's not bad. It is a good annual. It's a good story. It is also entirely adjacent to everything that's been going on. Like,
Mhm.
this is really an adjacent story that doesn't like. I mean, clearly, what happened? Claremont was like, "Shit, I need an annual story, and I don't want to like break up any of the flow of where I'm going because this was published later.
Mhm.
This is published later, but it's mapped here because it takes place somewhere around here. Because
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of editors' notes of like, just remember our characters don't know that that Gene is alive.
Mhm.
So
Which,
Yeah.
if you're reading this where it's always included in collected editions now, it's always like, oh, okay, cool, they're gonna find out next issue. But as it stands, the annual itself is fine. I don't dislike it. It's a good story.
I like it. So it is.
I just don't think there's much to talk about personally.
It is about Archon the Magnificent, who is an Avengers villain.
We have Thor
Yes.
at home.
we have Thor. Indeed,
We have
Thor at home.
Thor at home.
Speaking of Thor at home, Archon goes to see the Avengers. He goes to challenge the Avengers. Is met by Jarvis at Avengers
Which
Mansion.
once again, I knew Jarvis was a butler. Like, I knew that.
You're going to see him again
make-
next volume, actually.
My God, that doesn't make it any less weird when he shows
He's
up.
everywhere. He's everywhere, man. We love the
He
butler.
is-
Man.
Here's the thing. I know you. The joke is we had Thor at home. It's like we had Alfred Pennyworth at home too.
We do have, yeah. He's this is totally just. And now,
It's like-
and Alfred Pennyworth, yeah.
It was like at this point, Batman would have established Alfred because this is post Batman 66. So,
Uh-huh.
because let's be honest, Batman 66 is one of the reasons we have Alfred the way that we have Alfred today. Like in a lot of
Absolutely.
ways.
100%.
People talk for another day about the brilliance that is Alan Napier. He keeps showing up in things that I'm watching, and it's weird.
But Archon attacks Jarvis because the Avengers aren't home, I guess.
Well, it's like he needs Thor because he needs someone with the power of Thor, basically, to take back to his world to save it. Like, the big twist is that he's not a villain here, which is
yeah.
I like that twist. And there are things here that I really do like. I think it is a good story. It's just a story that is thematically adjacent in many, many ways to. I'd say we split up this volume into three arcs, three main arcs. That first arc with Arcade, the next arc with Proteus, which is what the epic collection Joey is reading from.
It's true. They name it Proteus.
And then then part one of the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah.
AKA let's push let's push Phoenix to the first edge. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's going to be more edges coming.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so this is just a very like singular issue in the midst of all that, and so Archon goes off looking for someone else that he could bring home. We catch up with our X-Men, who are trading in the
He can
danger
sense
room.
he can sense Storm's powers specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have to say George fucking Perez kills it. Like,
God, this whole danger room scene looks so fucking good, dude. It's so good.
This might be the hot take. This could be the best that a danger room scene has looked like.
So far, definitely. So far, yeah, 100%.
God, it's just weird. George Perez, one of the best to do it.
Oh God, what a hot take, Jacob. But
surprisingly, working on inks here is Terry Austin. Terry Austin is inking Perez's work, who's the run's general inker. At least under Byrne. I know it changes when it's other artists, but Terry Austin largely works with John Byrne. His inking is perfect at inking Perez's work, which is great because let's be honest, some artists do have work that is hard to ink. Like oddly enough, Frank Miller's cover to this is kind of an example of that. They had trouble with the inking of some of the inking on the background, so they just made it white instead, and you kind of lost some art there. You lost some very good Frank Miller art.
Crazy. But in this danger room scene, Storm eventually like lashes out, ends up blowing up a bunch of important equipment, it nearly hurts Cyclops in the process, and like just kind of like walks out for it, and like Scott follows her out there. Storm thinks it is to reprimand her, but it is. Scott is there to like give her a pep talk essentially, and just say like like you are. Oh my God, Andrew! He just made it a closer image of the fucking Wolverine cover. It is bad bastard. Anyway, Scott is here
I love that Storm is thinking of going home and leaving. Like,
but Scott is here to like help and support her, and actually like treat her like like an actual teammate, and to help her. But as she walks off, then she is confronted by Archon, who tries to steal her. The X-Men intervene. We get a fight scene between Archon and our X-Men in order to protect Storm. Extended fight scene happens. It's George Perez art. It looks amazing.
There's a lot of fighting in this annual because we've got to publish an annual. Like, yeah. So I mean, like, I'm not going to complain that we are letting George Perez flex his skills at drawing action because it's
of course
great.
And it's a longer issue, so of course we get even more George Perez art than we normally would.
He does some great stuff with pretty much every X-Man.
Yeah,
like Nightcrawler, Storm, and Colossus especially. Like,
yeah. But to be fair, a lot of this issue is just fighting, sort of like
yes.
Fight scene happens. Eventually, Archon
Storm is transported to a different world, kind of by accident. So the X-Men have to follow. When we get into chapter 3, because this is in chapters, and when they just that page spread of them arriving at this world is
God, looks so good. It looks so damn good, dude.
Part of this is also like techniques and things that Perez will then use about a decade later when he does his Wonder Woman run. Like, he's always had it. We get a fantastic 2-page, not spread, but like 2 pages of just this central panel of action surrounded by art, and it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, some great.
The whole idea is that they also want to like save their people, so they do that.
Yeah, they do the make Storm a queen trope, so that she can like help bring peace and lead these people, and Colossus gets to ride a dragon then. So that's a great image. I love that. I love that so much. Um, um, uh,
And
and
they basically help stabilize a sun because this is kind of doing science fantasy. Like
mhm,
that's what they do. They stabilize a sun. They save these people, and we get some great cosmic George Perez art,
mhm.
and they get sent home.
Yep.
Like, yeah,
And that's the issue. A good issue again, just not the greatest thing ever, and that's fine. They don't all have to
not
be
the greatest thing ever,
perfect.
and
Yeah.
just in a lot of ways less thematically relevant. It's nice to have a focus on Storm as a character. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to say she's been sidelined, but she hasn't had as much focus as some of the other characters.
That's fair.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, Especially since now we're going into a very long stretch that is going to be very heavily focused on one Jean Grey for good reason. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Now
so
I know a group of people consider, I mean, rightfully so, consider like 129 to sort of be like the start of the Dark Phoenix saga, but like honestly, I think it's here. I like Proteus is definitely its own arc, but also like we are
we're
We're bringing Phoenix back into the fold. We're really
all right.
heavily focusing on how her powers are evolving. This is Uncanny X-Men number 125.
Here's
She's
the
front and
thing.
center
Here's
on
the
the
thing.
cover.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's say you put me in charge of making a series of X-Men films. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's say this. First
I would
film.
never, but go on.
You shouldn't. I'm not a filmmaker. Um, First film.
Now there's Kevin Feige, and we gave him the keys to the kingdom.
This is
Oh,
You're right. I hate that you're right. So Andrew actually suggested this in DMs. First film, adapt Giant Size X-Men #1. Right? Like, use kind of that as our basis.
yeah.
As a singular movie.
Yeah, maybe extend it out a little bit.
I was
Do
gonna say,
some
that's not a
stuff
whole.
there.
That's not a whole movie right there. Come on.
There we could do some, maybe take some ideas from like very early in the run, and somehow we build it to Phoenix showing up. Right? Yes. Right. Cool. That's our first
Okay.
movie. Also, we have to focus on Jean in the first movie. She needs to be a character. Like, do some version of Giant Size. Maybe introduce the Lalandra and do that stuff there too somehow. Movie 2, adapt Proteus. Adapt this arc. Like, I have a feeling this arc is going to be really, really important for what makes like the Dark Phoenix story work. Like, because it does a lot with Jean. It does a lot with Moira.
Mhm.
It's commenting on relationships and sacrificing relationships for the greater good and people who have the potential for great good falling to evil, basically. Um, like, that's in a way who Proteus is as a character. He could very well have been a normal person, but he was also just partially through no fault of his own seen as evil. And we'll get into that when we reveal like what Proteus is, and then you can do the Dark Phoenix saga. Um, Also, like, adapt the Hellfire Club and the Dark Phoenix saga proper because it's very fun from the
It's
3 issues
good.
that
It's
I've
good,
read.
and you haven't even gotten into like the meat of it yet. Like
No,
next
no,
volume, next volume is
going to,
nuts. Next volume is fucking nuts, Jacob. It's so good. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. Anyway, let's actually get into Uncanny number 125 though. So we've opened to get Jean back into the fold here. Moira McTaggart is doing experiments on Jean to test Phoenix's powers, to test how far they can go. The long and short
it's
of it
also the
is,
first time where we see Phoenix as a dangerous figure just for one panel. Like,
oh yeah,
this brief moment where it's like the dialogue, the way that the balloons are written
Mhm.
makes it really threatening. Like,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
line is, "How much longer, Moira? I hate to say it, but this is getting to be a real drag."
The panel is threatening.
It's like that is a normal line. However, everything about it just has this threat. Like, hey, you doing okay, Gene? You good? You good, buddy? Spoiler alert: she's not good.
She's not good. Yeah. Also, within Moira's facility here, we get a brief look at another character here with a green speech bubble that says he hungers, he must wait, Moira must not know, he's hanging around
And
here.
this is also a character we should recognize. He was a couple issues back. Angus McWhirter. He was a relatively minor character. He's dead now. Like we
Mhm.
just say, like, hey, that's a fucking zombie. Like,
Yeah.
there is a corpse.
But we do some recapping because we haven't seen Jean. Jean hasn't played a major role in an X-Men issue in a hot minute. So we do some recapping of Phoenix and how she got her powers and how she was separated from the rest of the X-Men and how she thinks they're dead. So now
great.
she has.
It's all one page, and it gets us also immediately right back into the danger room where X-Men are training, and there
is just always this implication here that like the X-Men like are just pushing themselves so hard because of what happened to Jean and Hank. Like they're scared of that happening again, and so they are constantly pushing themselves to the absolute limit, and it's causing friction in this team. And Claremont does a great job of portraying that, specifically between Wolverine and Cyclops here. Just good stuff. It's so good. We also get like we do some more like where are the rest of our characters moments here where we see Magneto for a brief moment.
Is sad about his wife. I feel like that's going to come into the picture down the line.
Certainly not soon. Certainly not soon.
There's a likely chance that when it comes up in maybe volume 6 or 7, I will have forgotten about this scene because of just time.
But we catch back up with Jason Wingard, who's a creep. He's a fucking creep. I fucking hate this guy. He fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It
turns out he's been shape-shifting himself into everything from an old man priest to a sexy swimmer.
Jacob. You please use the language that Chris Claremont uses in the guise of a roly-poly priest. Please, let's meet it on its own terms here, Jacob. So, Wingard has been following Jean around, and he is imagining her all throughout her life as normal Jean Grey, as Marvel Girl, as a later Marvel Girl, as Phoenix, and then imagines her as a character known as the Black Queen. We'll be getting into this later. For now, just know that that's what we're thinking about.
Mrs. Peel were needed.
Jacob, I don't know what you're talking about. Chris Claremont has never been influenced by anything in his life.
No. Also, it's once again, I don't think we can state just in words how masterful the transitions are, because this sequence is also a transition to Jean, who is having this vision herself and is pulled out of it by Lorna. Like,
yeah,
it's great. It's really good. It's really, really good. She's also wearing something black that like doesn't feel Jean Grey like.
And then she starts using her powers to change her clothing. She changes her dress like multiple times as she like pirouettes across the room. And once again, the art is fantastic. It is this small. It's one of those things that we're just like, it's technically a small thing, but like it feels like, oh no, that's like, to me at least, that screams just like massive power. Like, I don't know, like nobody should be able to do that. Really.
It does. It doesn't just scream that. Like, obviously, Burns' art is great, but like Claremont's narration is like, it ends with, this time Lorna lets her get away with it. Like,
yeah.
Everybody kind of knows that there's something going on under the surface. We think it's just Phoenix, but it's not. It's not. There's some outside manipulation.
Indeed.
We got a brief scene with Moira, who is starting to put things together. It's like,
and then also once again another great transition as she's thinking of Xavier. We transition into space with Lilandra and Xavier,
who is an empress now. Who is
yes. Xavier's off having his whole own fucking journey as all this is happening. It's amazing. But he also gets this mental shock of remembering Jean Grey and her power as the Phoenix, which transitions us back into Moira, who walks into a room, into a Mutant X security holding area, as it says, as she walks inside there and sees that something has gone wrong. As we catch up with Jean Grey outside, as she walks about in the morning, she gets the sense of something being wrong as well. She changes into Phoenix, and as she passes the corner, we get another strange vision in her mind as everything sort of like changes about her, and she changes into this sort of like
18th century Regency dress, like
yeah.
She thinks she has been briefly transported back into time, and Claremont does the interesting trick of not immediately connecting this to Jason Wingard.
Yeah, because he doesn't make Wingard a part of the scene.
It could be Jean herself, but it also could be Proteus. Like
that's true. Who we're about to see, because that's how we transition out of that scene, because Proteus attacks her. This escaped Mutant X, who then transitions us into a scene with Hank McCoy, Beast, who arrives at X Mansion to see the X-Men. We get this great little reunion scene as all of our X-Men see that Beast is alive at long last.
Here's the thing. Hank McCoy thinks they're all dead, so he thinks he's going back to an empty mansion, and he's like, "Oh no, this is terrible. The alarms are off. Like, oh god, what if we've been burgled?" And then he gets attacked by Nightcrawler.
And
Nightcrawler sees him, is just like, "Wait, it's you!" And it's like, "Shit, guys, there's a ghost!" Like,
and yeah, there's this lovely little reunion scene, and that of course leads Scott to know that like finally Jean is alive. So we go to call her. I love that, like, I don't know, nobody ever thought to call Moira McTaggart. Nobody ever thought to call her.
Well, you've got to remember, telephones. Yeah, they're a thing. You can call Edinburgh, Scotland. It's going to cost a lot of money, and our rich, bald, psychic benefactor is off in space. So
that's fair, I suppose. But also, if it's a possibility that somebody knows where Jean and Hank are, maybe it's worth it for a little bit. Like,
but yeah. Gosh.
But Lorna picks up the phone.
They then actually like, oh, we'll call Muir Island. We'll call Moira McTaggart. And it's, oh my god, you're alive, Scott. It's like, yes, none of you thought to call.
And then Lorna is attacked while she's on the phone, and Scott says the line goes dead, and that's where the issue ends. It's a great little cliffhanger, which brings us into the Uncanny X-Men number 126. This is the cover they actually use for the Masterworks collection. And I really enjoy this cover. It's a nice little showcase of our main 5 X-Men at this point, because we're not going to have Banshee soon. Even though he's still included in the little character box up on the left. But
I mean, you say that, but like, he leaves on his own accord.
He does. Yeah. It's good. It's a good thing.
Also, I think this is where we get like a lot of the titles start quoting Shakespeare. Like this one is like this in the next. This one, yeah, this one is How Sharper Than a Serpent's Tooth.
Jacob, I only know that title as a Star Trek the Animated Series episode title. I didn't know it was Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's Shakespeare. I'm pretty sure it's King Lear. I think.
Yeah.
It's. I want to say like Act 1.
Imagine somebody only knowing that line from a Star Trek title. Imagine that from Star Trek from the animated series, no less.
Look, Star Trek quotes Shakespeare a lot in the titles, especially in the original series and the animated series.
It's true. It's absolutely true. I think they call it in that episode.
They might.
Good God, what if Claremont chose this because of the Star Trek title? We know he's a big Star Trek guy.
Maybe
He might have. Anyway, But off the X-Men go at the start of this issue to meet up with Moira and Lorna and hopefully Jean. But
Also, there's a boat called the Audrey 2,
yep,
which
totally missed that.
Which isn't a reference to the Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, it can't be. It literally can't
be.
It can't be. Yeah.
It can't be. It's like a couple years too early to be a reference to that.
It's a solid number of years too early. It's 7 years too early. Yeah.
Well, the play
the musical was
82.
I thought
82.
Was it 82? Are you sure?
It was either 82 or 83. Like,
I'm not sure about that, but all right. Anyway, so our X-Men are going to find Moira, going to find Jean. They eventually land, and they find Lorna attacked and a dead body on the floor, the body of Angus McWhirter, who seems to be sort of like who seems to have had the life completely drained out of him. He is this husk on the ground. And as we check on Lorna to make sure she's okay, the X-Men fan out to go to find our other friends that we've come here for. Havoc and I can never remember this guy's name because he's not here for much longer. Who's the guy that Havoc is with?
It's like the multiple man.
Multiple man, thank you.
Multiple man.
Yeah.
Yes. He is a multiple man.
He is a multiple man. He does what he says in the tin. So they find Havoc and the multiple man. They also find Moira. They sort of like get caught up on the situation as Scott eventually finds Jean as well. She's passed out. And our X-Men and Moira's group sort of regroup with each other. They all band together to catch everyone up on what has been going on. Meanwhile, the multiple man, in his multiple forms, something goes wrong with him. He is not feeling well. One of his duplicates, there's something wrong with one of him.
The whole idea is that, Mutant X has escaped. And it's basically like, hey, who's Mutant X? And it's like, well, Scott. It's like, I can't tell you. It's a private matter. It was a private matter. He's killed, Moira. He'll kill again. You've got to help before it's too late. It was too late the day he was born. He's my son.
In this gorgeous soap opera moment. Moira McTaggart's son is Mutant X, Proteus, as we will come to know and love him.
And, like, what is fascinating is we get a quick interjection scene of fucking goddamn it, Jason Wingard. Why, like,
Jason Wingard, who's here? Well, we're following Jason Wingard because Mutant X has taken over one of Multiple Man's multiple forms, and he's now walking around in a zombified version of one of those bodies.
And Proteus could save us all from the Dark Phoenix saga. Just like jumping into Jason Wingard.
Like, he almost does. But then there's just another random guy that walks by that Proteus takes instead.
This is a street. This is also a drunk guy. So like, he gets taken over, and Proteus's powers are kind of a mind fuck. Like, he literally eats the brain and absorbs it, and it's just like takes over these other people. Like,
it's cool.
It's cool. It's genuinely quite tragic because, like, Moira and her ex-husband were kind of parents at the end of their rope. Like, they, like, he was a very cute kid, but then his mutant power emerged. That he basically needed to consume life and energy to survive. And if he didn't, he would die eventually. Or if he came into contact with, like, metal, he would die. Like, and Moira could never bring herself to kill her son for, good reason. It's her son.
But Moira also over the years seems to have grown into a beautiful cold bitch who is kind of down in the mode of like, this guy has to be stopped at like any cost, pretty much.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
have to kill.
I love her. She's so good in this arc. Um, um, yeah, the hunt is on, looking for Proteus in whatever form he may be in. And as we are searching, as Jean in particular is searching, her whole world around her transforms once more as she comes across
into
Jason
a
Wingard.
fox hunt where she is an aristocrat, and
Mhm.
she's told to kill a beast, which is in the vision a man dressed as a stag trying to do something vaguely druidic, I believe, with the imagery before it's then shifted back to present reality of the poor drunk guy that's been killed.
Mhm. And
And
now Proteus is in another body, this time a policeman who comes across Wolverine here. And in attacking Wolverine, makes the fatal mistake of not realizing that Wolverine it just is metal, that he's entirely metal. And when you attack Wolverine, hey, you're coming into contact with metal. So this
part of me wonders, because we know Chris Claremont's a Doctor Who fan. We know we've established that this episode.
Mhm.
Terror of the Autons with our cop with white eyes being evil.
Oh,
Like,
kind of.
Oh yeah.
maybe is
That's
it
a
a
bit.
stretch?
That's a bit
Is
of
it
a
a stretch?
stretch. It's a little
Okay.
bit of a stretch. I thought you were
Uh,
going to almost go in the Cyberman route of like gold being the Cyberman weakness, but that wouldn't even. Oh no, that would be a thing at this point. Yeah, because we
that'd be a thing.
yeah, Revenge of the
Revenge
Cyberman would already be out.
exists. I know you may
Yeah,
want to forget that revenge exists
I
because
know.
it's
I try
revenge,
to. I try to.
but it
Um,
exists.
But
Uh,
we get some great art here of like Proteus's mindfucky powers as Nightcrawler and Wolverine literally that what is it like their molecules begin getting all messed up.
you know
Really
what, I'll
cool.
also say we owe a lot to like Lovecraft and his successors for just the way this is depicted, and
Mm,
Lovecraft, his successors, and I'd argue also Jack Kirby. Like, there's something Kirby-esque about the way Byrne draws some of this mindfuckery in my
mm,
like not aping Kirby's style, but like the foundation that Jack Kirby as an artist laid and was arguably still laying down because he was still actively an artist in the late 70s, early 80s.
mhm.
Like there's a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, then we have our sort of cliffhanger here where Storm goes after Proteus. Proteus begins to use Storm's powers against her as the sort of like he consumes the sort of like wind that she is sort of like whipping up here and attacks Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Storm, leading to our big old cliffhanger here. Going into Uncanny X-Men number 127, the quality of hatred. First off, a great cover. I love the imagery of Proteus as this singular like pink blob person. I like that.
It's a thing.
It's a great image.
And obviously the quality of hatred being a subversion of the quality of mercy speech from the Merchant of Venice. So gonna be honest, and doesn't well, yes, that's like you say that like I'm wrong.
No, but you said it like everybody knows it though.
Like that's here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Like,
listen.
listen, what, Jacob? You're not going to convince me that everybody. This is just something that everybody knows.
Everybody, just look. Everybody probably has studied at least a little bit of Shakespeare, and Chris Claremont clearly wants to like thematically title these things.
Yeah,
Very like the last one being titled "How Sharper Than a Serpent's Tooth." Is from a speech that's all about being about a father's love for his child in a way because it's early in Lear. It's all about Lear's quote unquote love for his three daughters. Whereas this is basically trying to appeal to humanity of someone who isn't seen as human. Though obviously in the context of Shakespeare, it's very anti-Semitic. The Merchant of Venice is a very anti-Semitic play, mostly, depending on how you read it. it's a whole thing. We're not going down this.
No, we're not, Jacob. Anyway, actually getting into the issue. This is actually a pretty straightforward issue. Nothing too crazy happens in this one.
No, it's almost a pause before, because
I mean, there's still
is,
absolute chaos. Like as
Yes.
Proteus is escaping because this body is beginning to wear down and break apart. Moira is first off here ready to fucking murk this guy with a sniper from across the way. Like, my God, she is so ready to put down her son, and I love that for her. I love that for her, man. It's Scott has to stop her because again, she's just ready to put down her goddamn son. Proteus gets away.
Mind you, she fires 4 times and misses 4 times because storm and reality warping and madness. Like,
but
like,
Scott is she then knocks Scott the fuck out by hitting him with the gun, and Proteus escapes.
I wonder, and it's so clear to me that like Scott and Moira are clearly being paralleled for what Claremont has planned for the Dark Phoenix saga. Like, let's be honest.
Jacob.
Well, I have a feeling, just based on the cover of Volume 5.
What about it, Jacob?
Well, I have a feeling. Prediction. Who's going to end up having to take down Phoenix? It's going to be Scott Summers. Are
you telling me that Chris Claremont is trying to set up things, set up situations in which his characters will have to make some tough decisions? Are you telling me Christopher Claremont is going to have to do that, Jacob? Are you telling me
that's he's foreshadowing?
Fascinating choice, Jacob.
It's called foreshadowing. It's a it's a literary device where a topic will be brought up earlier in the work that'll come to pay off later.
Anyway, weird ass scene then as the X-Men regroup. Scott is like, I wonder if any of my friends have been taken over by Proteus. I'm going to I'm going to provoke them all verbally and see what happens. Specifically Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, some of it's also part of this entire volume has also been Scott can be a great leader, but he can sometimes be the biggest dumbass on the planet. Yeah. Partially because he was mentored by a sociopath.
Yeah, absolutely. I
know it's so fascinating because we haven't read much with the Illuminati for the podcast. Like, or at least with Charles Xavier as part of the Illuminati and being focused on for the podcast. But like, you can buy Charles Xavier just based off of this run doing that shit. Like,
oh yeah, especially with some of the shit we're about to get in the next couple issues. Like, yeah, it's
like, yeah, he's a complicated person. It's also why I don't. The more I read of him, the more I'm like, I don't really like that the public perception of Charles and Magneto is Martin Luther King Jr. versus Malcolm X, which will probably be a bigger discussion when we get to like some more Magneto-centric stuff.
This is also the ripple effect of casting the lovable Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. Like truly, this is what we get.
But he's so good in the role, and he's kind of a dick in the role too, in a lot of ways. You just don't notice it because he's lovable. Because
exactly. Charles. I mean, hate to last stand all you want, which I do. Charles Xavier's whole quote unquote death scene in Last Stand is him being an absolute dick, but Stewart plays it with such charm that like it's just hard not to love that guy because he's Patrick fucking Stewart. Anyway, so Scott provokes Wolverine. There's a big fight just to make sure that everything's okay and that our friends are not taken over by Proteus.
Which again, Scott, you've seen people taken over by Proteus. They slowly decompose.
Yeah.
Like, none of these people are decomposing.
Our heroes regroup. We catch up with Proteus then as he just steals the body of a young schoolgirl. They're not quite clear exactly how old she is.
They call her a shop girl, so I imagine she's like a young adult.
But like still implied like incredibly young and
pretty young. Like
this incredibly dark scene where he just takes her body and like there's this quick shift.
I think the lines that haunt me are Before she even knows what's happening, Jenny Banks is dead. Her body on only a hollow shell which Proteus possesses, discarding the old body as easily as an overcoat. He feels
Ugh.
no remorse for what he's done. To him, it's simply a matter of survival. The strong preying on the weak.
It's good shit. It's good
It's
shit.
good.
We then catch up with Moira McTaggart, who goes to see her ex-husband, who is, I think, still her husband.
Still her husband. They're separated. They're
just
basically
not officially divorced. Yeah.
um.
But yeah, they're here to argue about Proteus.
Again, another hard line. Wife Joe, but not your love.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Yep. Yeah. He doesn't know that he has a son. He doesn't know anything about Proteus. She's here to tell him about this, and then she pulls a fucking gun at him because again, Moira McTaggart is a badass, and I love her.
Also, it's heavily implied. It's never outright stated, but if you read between the lines, it's implied that her husband was abusive towards her.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah,
like there's this thing of. Not even a sound Joe, or I'll do now what I so desperately wanted to do 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's why so much of Moira's characterization can be read as just her taking back her autonomy, essentially.
From a cycle of trauma and violence that is becoming a theme to this general period of the comic. It's there. It is, again, we can only cover so much in one episode, but oh my god, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that this run does that really makes you understand why it's regarded as one of the best.
Yeah. Proteus then arrives at the house of Joseph McTaggart. After Moira leaves, we can assume what happens to this man. As Jean is then once again mentally attacked by Proteus. Now in the form of Joseph McTaggart. Proteus attacks Moira, and the X-Men spring into action.
Also, he turns Moira's gun into a snake. Like, I don't know. There's something about that imagery which is genuinely terrifying. Like,
good, Jacob. I know you like to think you're Indiana Jones, but you're not.
No, it's like a terrifying. Like, I mean, also
Jacob. I don't think anyone in this call right now is as scared of snakes as you are.
This is true. I mean, I'm not like scared of it, but it's like it's such an effective piece of surreal imagery. Okay, a gun just becoming a snake. Like,
fair enough.
Like, somebody make a movie out of this arc and like include a lot of this. Like, do something here, people. Stop. Stop just trying to make Dark Phoenix again.
Yeah.
Like,
Proteus attacks Moira, and threatening her. The X-Men arrive. We get our little standoff that ends the issue, taking us into Uncanny X-Men number 128. This is the action of the tiger.
It's also important to note that like he now has he's just been gaining more memories, so now he wants to bring. He partially just wants to bring the entire family back together to have a big happy family all in his head, like. Because in a lot of ways, he's a scared child that is arguably abused. Like, yes, he has evil mutant powers, and the allegory doesn't entirely work because of destructive mutant powers. But
like, I mean, if the allegory doesn't work, then I mean, like, it doesn't work for Jean as well, because they're meant to have essentially the same, not the exact same arc, but very similar stories and come from very similar places and act very similarly when they are changed. So
it's almost like in telling the story, you need to have the parallel storylines. Like that's, or else it doesn't work.
And I'll say like this is happening well before the actual like event that changes Jean permanently happens. Like it doesn't happen by the end of this volume, so we're laying down the ground. We're laying down the groundwork relatively early.
Here's the thing: this is all groundwork. I'd argue the inciting incident does happen in 129. That's why this collection that's just the Dark Phoenix saga.
Oh yeah, yes, that is the inciting incident. What I mean is referring to when we make the direct parallel between Jean and Proteus, the point of no return. You'll know it when it comes next volume.
I am I'm not aware of what it is, but I am fully aware that Claremont knows exactly what he's doing. Like,
Yeah. Oh, 1000%.
and like I kind of wish that this story was included in most collections of the Dark Phoenix saga. Like, just because it makes for I'd argue this is probably the most important piece of the prologue. Like, just to make that work, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Again, I have not read the full saga yet, so
yeah,
that's it's the whole thing of I understand why the Masterworks split it the way they do, and I think that's helpful, but also like makes it harder to talk about. But
okay, issue picks up chaos in the city. We get our little after a bit of action. First off, we get our full flashback as to the entire journey of Proteus and to see where he came from, bring it all the way back to the Magneto arc early on in Uncanny, showing the different bodies he has taken over time, how he got to this point, how Moira captured him, how he escaped. It's a great little 2-page spread just to get us all up to date as we go into the final chapter here. Once again, city in absolute chaos. We have Banshee here, sort of like being the heart of all of this, and like having that past relationship with Moira being sort of like this this sort of heart, this humanity within Moira as she becomes colder and colder towards her son, essentially. So we have various individual X-Men trying to take on Proteus, like Storm and Wolverine, all to no avail, of course. Nightcrawler has to save Banshee at one point. Just a lot of great action here for most of the issue that I really, really enjoy.
Green as Phoenix is able to weaken Proteus, but I think part of the thing is, continuing on the theme of family, the X-Men as a family has to work together to defeat him. Like, it has to be all of them. Like, as just the body starts to decompose, like, by the end of it, this is a husk of a man.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. And on that, I love visually the way Byrne draws the body continually like changing and decomposing. To this eventual like standoff between Proteus and Moira, as like Colossus is eventually able to drag him off of her, and
which makes him lose the body completely and just become pure energy,
which allows
the way Colossus pulls the final blow is fantastic. Like,
I mean, God, and giving Colossus the final blow too is a great moment as well. Like a character that, once again, some people overlook Colossus as like part of like the main Claremont lineup of X-Men, because to them the Claremont lineup of X-Men is the cartoon, but like that's Colossus is such an important part of this story, and he's so often overlooked. I don't know. Anyway, get this great moment after he is able to finish off this fight between Colossus and Moira. He's there to comfort her, which I really love. There's just this great little panel when the X-Men rejoin Colossus and Moira of him just hugging her. I really, really love that. Then Banshee decides to stay behind with Moira, as she has seemingly lost everything in this moment. He stays behind with her as
they have been having this romance in the background for all 4 volumes, basically.
Yeah. Yep. They part ways with the X-Men, and that is the end of the issue.
And that's the end of the prologue to Dark Phoenix, because Saga's starting proper now. 129.
Yeah, Uncanny X-Men number 129. I'm switching Epic Collections here. There we go. All right,
we're gonna vamp a little bit. Andrew, come on, give us some Proteus takes.
Yeah, Proteus takes. What do you got, Andrew? Anything to add on the Proteus arc as we go into the next one?
I love the whole story. You guys were covering it really well. I didn't have anything really to add, but I think the whole story arcs for both Colossus and Moira are handled great. I'd never actually thought of it being a mirror to Dark Phoenix, so you guys were mentioning that. And the cartoon, from my memory, butchered the story. Like, it's one of the worst adaptations in that whole show.
You said that. So go ahead. Tell me, what does the cartoon do?
I've seen the cartoon, and
can I spoil the ending to the episode?
Go ahead,
because I totally forget how the cartoon does
Joe
this.
And Moira. Okay, Joe and Moira were divorced in that version, which I understand. Like they didn't want to have him being like a slimeball abusive still husband to her, but he's still an abuser. Like he's still written as this horrible guy. He basically gets off scot-free. He does get possessed by Proteus, but in the show, Proteus isn't killing his victims. He's just leaving them comatose. And the episode basically ends with Proteus leaving Joe. And to my memory, Joe's like, maybe I can be a good father to my other kids. It's like, okay, because he has other kids in the show.
Oh god,
It's like the weakest.
I must have totally wiped that from my memory because I've watched the entire show and I do not remember that. Oh my god!
Here's the thing: I understand comatose over death because
children's cartoon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't entirely agree with the idea that kids can't handle a lot of death. Like, I know it's a little different when you're seeing it animated or even live action in a movie or TV show.
I think especially the way that the comic portrays it specifically, like it is the idea of
it sort of
continually decomposing corpses. You know, it's
harsh.
Yeah,
but you could at least
but they do take away like Joe's comeuppance.
Leaving him in a coma to potentially never wake up is, I think, would be a perfectly okay substitute to get around the standards and practices of.
To my memory, that's television. Not what happened.
Yeah, makes sense. I fucking hate a lot of just what happened to media aimed at children in the 80s and 90s that we've never quite fully recovered from, as especially on television has happened.
Batman the Animated Series is one of a fucking kind, man.
And that was because they had a team of writers who knew how to. I don't want to say the team writing the X-Men animated series didn't know how to play the game, because I'm sure that they did. I'm sure there are instances of them getting away with stuff like Batman the Animated Series, but animated series knew how, and Tim and Dini specifically knew how to push too far so that the real far pushes would be basically ignored. So they could get away with more, because I know they've said about this a lot. They got away with showing domestic abuse with the Joker and Harley on a show for children.
God, there's a fucking Batman the Animated Series episode about infertility. That one still blows my mind. That one always fucking gets me, man.
They got so close to open lesbian characters.
Yeah.
I'd say it's clear text outside of just not being able to use the terminology to confirm it.
Yeah.
But yes.
Anyway, we should actually talk about Uncanny 129 though.
We are going to, and this is where we get. This is the first of our 1-2 punch of let's introduce. No, our 1-3 punch. Are you 4?
You okay, Jacob?
I am. I'm first of everyone was like, oh, just the people who are on the team of Kitty Pryde and Dazzler. And then I was like, but wait, we introduced Emma Frost here. But wait, we also introduced Shaw here. Yeah. So it's a 1-4 punch. So many characters. So this is 129.
Our X-Men part ways with Moira and Banshee. And leaving the jet, we cut back to Jason Wingard, who is still mentally linked with Jean Grey. We bring ourselves back to that sort of Regency look for Jean as they are mentally connected onto them a pirate ship, and Jean. There's just this constant sense of Jean losing herself, and even Scott then becomes part of the mental illusion at this point. I
think what's important is that also the length of these scenes is increasing.
Yes, oh yeah, yep.
This one is a full page and a half, nearly 2 pages before Scott shows up as a crewman, and we snap back to reality, and
we get this really nice scene between Scott and Jean where Scott is very upfront with her about hey, I thought you were dead, but even then Colleen is still a friend, and there's this just nice confession of love between the two of them. They're still A-okay, and everything's gonna be fine between them. Definitely, 100%.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
they're gonna get married and be happy and
and
go off.
speaking of everything being fine, we come back to the mansion, and there's a surprise waiting for them. Charles Xavier has returned from space, and he's back here at the mansion to help to get back into the job of looking after the X-Men and training them and being a fucking sociopath, essentially.
He he immediately pulls command of the next day. He immediately like gets now. It's very easy to make Wolverine storm off, but
But then there's
I
this
don't
friction.
know.
Then there's this friction between Scott and Xavier too. Like, um, Xavier
Well,
constantly just ignoring.
Xavier treats them like school children. Like the line is,
Yeah,
Scott notify Wolverine that his
Yep.
childish outburst will cost him 10 demerits.
yeah.
Excuse me, these are adults, sir. Like these aren't kids. You can't treat them like your pupils. Um, you know, Scott is slowly realizing it's okay. Part of Scott's arc is also like not trying to compare the new team to the original
Mhm.
team of him, Beast, Iceman, Angel, and Jean. Like that's part of his growth. And part of
And
the thing is Xavier partially blames himself, I guess, but it's also like he's such a dick. He is awful. He is controlling. He thinks he can make them the new team and expand the team because Cerebro has discovered two new mutants. We are splitting up and we are not having this conversation, Scott. I
yeah,
am refusing to face that I might be the problem.
this guy
Like,
fucking sucks, yo. I don't know if you knew this, but this guy fucking sucks.
and I love it. I do love it. Like, the characterization is great. He's a great character.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. Um, but now it is time to go meet the Hellfire Club proper because yeah, we have Jason Wingard here, and the Hellfire Club, and someone working with with Jason Wingard in the form of
a man called Shaw, who we only see in shadow.
a man called
But
Shaw, and a lady referred to as the White Queen. We learn, of course, is one Emma Frost. And on the very next page, we have the first appearance of Kitty Pryde. So let's talk about this.
can I just say real quick that I love that the Hellfire Club's motivations are we want to amass wealth and power and capital. That is what they want to rule the world. Like that is we lay out their motivations very quickly. It's like we're rich already. We want to be richer. Which is like
There was a great Blue Sky post I saw and shared recently from, oh god, who was it from? I'll find it really quick. Oh no, I just lost it. Here we go. From Felicia Day. It says, 9 out of 10 bad guys in children's mystery books are angling for property rights. It's a marvel anyone grows up to be a real estate agent. Of course, my mind immediately goes to Lex Luthor in the Superman movies. Gene Hackman Lex Luthor in particular, but also Nicholas Holt Lex Luthor. But yeah, no, it's always just it's never world domination. It's just this shit. It's always this shit. It's so yeah, Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde. Jacob, let's talk about this. History.
So, okay. I knew. Okay, obviously, before this, I had seen First Class when we covered that.
That's true.
So I was aware of who Emma Frost was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she hasn't done her diamond stuff yet, like at
That's
all.
true. Yeah,
It's true.
Still very much.
And I was.
Oh, that doesn't
It's a
come
terrible
for a
thing.
long time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like, does she just start out as basically a person? That's fascinating.
High level psychic.
Yeah.
Cool. Almost like she might be a foil to Charles Xavier somehow.
Crazy.
Weird how that works. Kitty, I was aware of because I know the original plot of Days of Future Past is Kitty Pryde, and I had seen obviously the film with Elliot Page playing the role.
Of course. Also in Last Stand, which we've been talking about a lot today.
You forget. It's been such a long time since I have seen X-Men: The Last Stand.
Jacob, that is where we get the iconic Vinnie Jones delivery of "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." He's talking to Kitty in that scene.
I don't know if I don't know if I've ever actually seen the whole scene out of context. I just know the line from
No,
the meme.
Jacob, no,
Oh,
fake Vinny
That
Jones
is
fan.
that is since I've watched it. I'm also aware of a certain love interest for Kitty Pryde,
Mhm.
Claremont.
Do tell.
Claremont, I see what you're doing, and I don't like it. But I fucking love her introduction here. Like, oddly enough, 29 is the issue I have the most notes for. Because like
Mm.
this is the one where so much is just happening.
Yeah, well, because right
Uh,
away we get Emma Frost going to Kitty's parents and being like, "Hey, like I'm here to I'm here to talk to your parents," you know, and Kitty's not like part of the conversation, but Emma's here to look into Kitty. Um,
Mainly because
uh,
she has a very good school in Massachusetts. Um,
mhm,
it's important that I don't think her parents really know that she's a mutant. They know she
it's
suffers
true.
from headaches.
Mhm.
Um, and I do also like that we know she's a mutant, but we don't get her mutant powers for a while. Like,
Well, we get the first little hint of it here when she lays in her bed, and then she wakes up and she's on the floor on the floor below her, and then they see, yeah, and then her parents and Emma find her, and she's like, oh, she runs back upstairs. It's a great first little hint of it. They don't actually show the power in full swing, but it's a great hint of it. I think that's
I mean,
amazing.
it's also visually a hint because the way the panels are laid out.
Yeah.
Like
Oh God, Andrew, no, he changed his picture again to Vinnie Jones as
to
the
me, Jones
Juggernaut.
is the sugar. Oh,
Oh
God, we need a
God.
collage of the many profile pictures.
This rat bastard. Um, yeah. So as Emma Frost leaves, Xavier, Colossus, Wolverine, and Storm they all arrive
Storm.
to see Kitty as well.
Also, to
Storm.
propose, I am at a very prestigious school in New York, that I think Kitty would be a great fit for. Which is just, I feel bad for her parents because it's like, why is my
What the fuck is
child
happening here?
being recruited by two schools? Not even like on the same day, literally one after the other. Like, because Emma Frost is leaving as
And passes
Xavier.
Xavier. Yeah. Storm and Kitty go out to have ice cream, and Storm gets drawn like a cat for a single panel. It's very strange. Everyone else thinks she looks like a cat in this one panel. It's
Huh.
so bizarre. It's just the
yeah.
And
eyes. Like
there's oddly enough, I do love this scene because it's like,
it's so nice. Oh my god! It just Kitty putting together that they're the X-Men and being just so excited. And just
and just a lot of like Storm actually talking to Kitty, whereas Xavier wouldn't because Xavier's being Xavier right now and
yeah,
is
yeah,
picked. Um,
absolutely. Um, but then this little ice cream date is crashed by a bunch of people in big armored suits. Obviously these are Hellfire Club agents out to attack our X-Men. Emma Frost joins them. They all capture the X-Men here. Storm, Colossus, and Wolverine are all captured. However, Kitty manages to escape and follow the Hellfire Club.
Phasing through the wall accidentally, like,
Yeah,
and I love that Kitty's just like, okay, like I've got to help them somehow. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. There is spaceships and uh, the Miss Frost is in that outfit. Like,
yeah. Um, and yeah, Kitty is able to phase through the wall and sneak onto the ship that they are being taken away in, and that brings us into the Uncanny X-Men number 130. Again, very next issue, another major X-Men appearance with Dazzler here. I'm assuming you didn't have quite as much history with this character, Jacob.
I did
Dazzler.
not quite literally. Her appearance is an X-Man hunt. Like that,
That's fair. That's fair.
that's it. That's it.
Would you believe if I tell you that they try to the worst of their ability to use Dazzler in Dark Phoenix, the movie,
Okay.
to the absolute worst of their ability. There is the thinnest attempt to use Dazzler in Dark Phoenix. It's if I didn't tell you that Dazzler was in that movie, trust me, you would never even know that Dazzler was in that movie.
I mean, at least in X-Men Apocalypse, Jubilee has a couple of lines and is named as such.
Yeah, totally. Um. Anyway, So first of all, I also love the logo in on the cover of 130 with all the lights around the X-Men logo. It's nice.
It's bedazzled. Also, okay, so like Dazzler works in a disco in early 1980
Mhm.
in New York, and this kind of is coded as gay club. Like,
I'm not sure if that's the
just
intention, but I can see it being read that
no, but
way.
I can see, intentional or not, I can see the coding. Just it's how it's described as dingy and underground and out of the way. Like that's that's how it reads. I
It's
don't think
possible.
it might be. I think it's.
I truly don't think Claremont meant it to be read that way.
Oh,
But I mean,
I don't think
but
so either because it doesn't end up saying anything about like what the story's doing, but it's a fascinating little detail.
it is.
Um,
It is. Um,
I love the way we get our recap with the Hellfire agents just looking at Cyclops, Jean, and Nightcrawler like all there. Uh,
mhm.
like,
um,
and here are their powers. Here's what we need to worry about. Um,
um, we have the three of them going into this nightclub to find their other mutant. We get a little scene with Jason Wingard reporting back to Shaw, who we learned his full name is Sebastian Shaw. And I have to tell you guys a quick story about how I was recording a new episode of RTBD, our Star Wars show on Blended Studios recently. And we were talking about Darth Vader, and I was blanking for some reason on the name of the original actor who played Darth Vader unmasked in Return of the Jedi.
you
And
were blanking on the name Sebastian
I
Shaw.
was blanking on the name Sebastian Shaw. And the reason I thought, here's the thing, I'll say, when I was trying to think of it, the name Sebastian Shaw went through my head, but I was like, no, that's not his name. That's an X-Men character. So I discounted that his name was actually Sebastian Shaw, the actor. And then it was only later when I looked it up that I was like, oh, he does just share the name with an X-Men character. That's just okay. So anyway, yeah, Jason is reporting back to Sebastian, as is Emma Frost reporting back to Jason, telling him that our X-Men have been captured. That everything is going according to plan. We had a little recap then of our last issue. It's a nice simple recap.
Also, see our three X-Men and Xavier captured, and three of them have been stripped.
Mm-hmm.
Claremont, you're just this
What,
man.
Jacob?
You are very horny. So
For Peter Rasputin, yes, absolutely,
yes,
100%. So
I
Kitty
gotta
sleeps.
ask. I have to ask Joey because of some horniness in other X-Men books that we've read recently, especially from you. Is Emma Frost in the Step on You club?
Jacob, I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay, Jacob, I wasn't gonna say anything, but now I'm gonna say something because you just had to fucking say that, Jacob, and I wasn't going to, but here I am saying it. Yes, Jacob. The answer is yes. So
However, Joey, I didn't make you say anything. You could just be like me and deny everything.
no, Jacob, because I'm much more open about these things than you are. You rat bastard. You could be like me, Jacob. You could just be open about these things, but you're not because you don't like to have fun, Jacob. Do you ever think of that? You ever think you hate fun, Jacob? Do you ever think of that?
Yes, I'm a terrible killjoy.
You are. You absolutely are, Jacob. Fuck you, Andrew. How about you? Is Emma Frost in the Step on Me club?
Is she in the what?
The Step on Me club. The Step on Me club.
I thought you said the Omni Club.
Oh
No,
No, she scares me too much.
She scares you too much. Oh, that's the best part about the Step on Me club, Andrew. They're supposed to. That's
No,
the whole
not if they're
point.
too scary. No.
That's the whole point, man. Come
What if she
on.
turns into Diamond and just
All the
No.
better, my guy.
Mm-mm.
All the better. So,
Diamond
anyway,
can pierce through anything. I don't want to die.
it can pierce through me, motherfucker. So
Yeah, she got
Naturally-
like stabbed, squished.
all worth it, man, worth it.
Anyway,
back to
Kitty is. I will say, Kitty is smart enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna sneak up to Storm and be like, okay, like, can I help? Can I try to do anything? It's like, I see. Here is a phone number. Get a phone and call Nightcrawler. Like, call someone for help. And Kitty is could be caught, but she can phase through walls, so she just phases the fuck out of the ship.
Yeah. We get another great Jean Grey scene then, where she is transported mentally through time.
For her wedding, where she's married to Jason Wingard and presented as the Black Queen.
Yes. Oh my God, Jacob.
So
we are winning this fucking issue, my guy. We are winning.
And she is. And now, fun fact: the design and plot points of this story were taken from an episode of the 1960s spy show, The Avengers, which has nothing to do with the superhero comic of the same name. In fact, predates the superhero comic. This is a spy show starring Patrick McNee and this particular season, the Dame Diana Rigg, who wore this exact goddamn costume in an adventure involving...
Jacob, are you about to make me add Dame Diana Rigg to the Step On Me Club?
Wait, did you not know this?
Well, I didn't know that it was Diana Rigg.
Oh yeah, no, it's Diana Rigg. It's Diana Rigg. Like,
okay,
free on her. Look, if I had a nickel for every time the female star of the Avengers went on to be a Bond girl, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's fucking weird that it happened twice in rapid succession. Like, because the first assistant was a man, and that season is mostly lost. And it was a very different show. Second assistant was played by Honor Blackman. She left to go play Pussy Galore. Third assistant was played by Diana Rigg, who left to go play Tracy in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Like,
banger Bond film.
It's
banger
all.
Bond film. If you have, if
anyone
hasn't seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service out there, fucking watch it. It's a great movie.
Of the Bond films I've seen, which is not all of them, it is my favorite. I do love.
That's a good take, actually. That's a good take.
Yeah, it's a good take.
Yeah. Anyway, so back in the club, we meet Dazzler. Dazzler, who's this performer on stage at this disco here.
So,
great
what
design.
are Dazzler's powers exactly? I'd like you to say them for me.
She make a delight. She make a delight.
It's also vaguely implied that the light is hypnotic. Like,
yes, absolutely. Is there a new image?
Yeah, she turned sound into light.
Oh, Andrew sent Diana Rigg in the Step On Me Club. God damn it! Wow. Okay. Cool.
Listen. I'm not kidding when I said Claremont and Byrne just stole a lot from the Avengers. Like, the episode guest stars Peter Wingard. That's where he got the name Wingard. Like,
yeah.
Like.
Anyway, so Nightcrawler is contacted then by Kitty Pryde, is then chased after by Hellfire Club guys.
With a car phone.
With a car phone. You gotta love a car phone in 1979. Or, 1980 now.
80.
Yeah. But yeah, Nightcrawler chased after by some Hellfire Club guys. Jean and Scott go into action to fight these Hellfire Club guys. Dazzler make a delight, and she helped them to fight at the Hellfire Club. And fight goes on. We defeat the Hellfire Club guys. She goes off with Scott. Dazzler goes off with Scott and Jean to go after them. And
we should also say there's a moment where Jason just outright kisses Jean and Scott sees, and tension there.
Yeah. But that is where the issue ends, bringing us into our final issue for today, the Uncanny X-Men number 131. Jacob, can we finish this episode up in 15 minutes? I believe in us.
Well, let's see.
We got this.
Here's what's interesting is that this is where we really start to push Jean too far.
Yeah, it's a great issue. I also first off, I adore the opening panel of this. The lighting on Kitty as she's running away here. Yeah. Fucking gorgeous. I love this.
Also, I love that this is gonna sound so weird to say. I love that Claremont writes Kitty as a kid.
Yeah. She's drawn like a kid. She's drawn it's a believable. It's not the cartoon comic book thing where a kid is drawn like I don't know, like a 20-year-old or something. This is
smaller, like a 20-year-old, but smaller.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, this is just a believable kid. It just everything about this.
Because I think John Byrne has drawn some kids that look like.
Have you ever seen how John Byrne drew babies for the Avengers?
Yes. We're talking about the same thing.
Yes. I know it. Oh my god.
But I don't know. I think there's something. I think that's because he gives Kitty slightly bigger eyes that it helps.
Yeah. I think
also
It's also that late 70s, early 80s fashion that she's in. That the sort of like baggy pants, the big hair. It's very believable. It's the kind of thing like a kid would like emulate at the time to try to look like other people at the time. Like it just makes sense. Makes sense.
And as a character, she doesn't know who she can trust.
Well, yeah, because like right at the start here, like Phoenix like comes down, wrecks this fucking car that's chasing her, and Kitty's just kind of scared of everything, rightfully so. Nightcrawler gets her out of there.
It's really Nightcrawler's the one who helps her like calm down for the first part, mainly because he's the one who outright says, "It's okay, I'm a friend." It's don't it's okay, we're here to save you. Jean is really cold in the aftermath of running this car down, but she hasn't lost herself yet.
Yeah, because there's this great little moment then when she changes afterwards and goes to comfort Dazzler, or not Kitty and
Kitty. I will say, oddly enough, Dazzler, I think, as a character, could be serviced maybe a little better in these issues. She's established fine, but also it's like, spoilers, she doesn't join the team properly, which is like totally fine, and I get why like she's introduced. But Kitty's clearly the standout, partially because Kitty joins the team and is going to be very important in about 10 issues time. Like, really important.
Tell, Jacob.
When Days of Future Past happens.
Tell me what happens in Days of Future Past, Jacob.
Kitty phases herself through time. And...
fascinating, Jacob. Tell me everything about it. Describe the entire plot to me.
That is the only plot point that I know from the actual comic, because they keep it they adapt it into a film, and I know, and they change it like so. Kitty phases Wolverine through time, and then like the animated show adapted it, right? But it's not. Kitty's not even in the animated show, right? Like,
that's true. Yeah. Anyway, but yes, back into this. Jean then mentally interrogates this Hellfire Club guy. They actually learn of the Hellfire Club. They learn who they are. They learn that Jason Wingard is involved. So we're slowly gathering more information on the Hellfire Club. We have Emma Frost still torturing Storm as Kitty goes in to rescue Wolverine and Colossus. Getting Wolverine out of his cage, Wolverine is able to let loose on these Hellfire guys. As Dazzler is still helping Cyclops, Phoenix, and Nightcrawler as they go after the same people. Basically, it's this big convergence of all of our X-Men against Emma Frost and our Hellfire Club guys. As
continually, Jean's face is drawn as like darker and angrier throughout this entire issue. Like,
it
is very. It's genuinely quite frightening, especially because she kind of mind rapes Emma Frost. Like physically manifests the Phoenix and blows up the entire building.
Yeah, it's
very,
a lot.
Very, very probably killing some people. Like,
oh, most definitely.
Like nobody wants, and it's the things like nobody wants to say it because like she didn't kill Storm. Storm got out fine, and Jean saved Storm. But no one else is there. So it's a terrifying ending.
Yeah. We then start to close out the issue as Dazzler is offered a place with the X-Men. She declines, and goes on her way. Kitty is reunited with her family, and then we get another...
dad is very much against Kitty joining the X-Men, and then in one panel he suddenly is, and wasn't Charles who did that? Like,
it was Jean.
We see Jean,
and
she just took away someone's. She just took away someone's. Guys, she just took away someone's free will. Scott's the only one who seems to have picked up on it. Charles is a fucking idiot. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah,
and Jean doesn't deny it. Jean doesn't deny it.
She doesn't care. She fully embraces that she can do that and thinks it's a good thing.
Like, hey, I hate to say it, I don't even think Charles has done that in the run. Like, has he? No. Like,
and
totally.
then
He sort of did. He changed the people's perception. Oh, when they first land for the first Phoenix story,
right?
No,
Never,
not so drastically.
Yeah, not so much as to change someone's free will. Like,
yeah,
mm.
yeah.
And there's a Jason Wingard in the sky, dramatically looking on. Well,
I mean,
not literally
there's this great chilling moment that ends the issue where like Scott asks Storm what Jean was like when she faced Emma, and Storm says like not human. When she uses her power as Phoenix, there's a ferocity about her and a grandeur. She has changed so much, and Scott says yet she hasn't changed at all. And it's just, oh god, it's a great note to end the issue on, great note to end the volume on, and that is the first leg of the Dark Phoenix saga complete.
And the chevron for next issue is "And Hellfire is their name," which
oh yeah.
So we're just going right into it. Like
we're right into it next time. Yeah, it's oh man, you have just barely scratched the surface on all this, Jacob, and I'm so excited to see where you go with this. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Andrew, any sort of closing thoughts on the first leg of this arc with the Hellfire Club and Emma Frost introduction, Kitty Pryde's introduction, Dazzler, anything like that?
Yeah, I think this is probably the best of the 4 Claremont volumes we've read so far. And I've been reading like more modern X-Men stuff recently, and seeing like Kitty and Emma at the start of their journeys is really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's fun to see where they were versus where they are.
Yeah, definitely. God, I think it really is such a great volume. I know Jacob definitely also said it was like his favorite so far of the.
It is honestly, it's near perfect. There's just a couple of like really minor things that hold it back ever so slightly for me. Some of it's honestly the annual, and then there's a couple of things just in that in the arcade, like in the first couple issues, that I'm like, this could have been a little better here. But oh my god, like we've been building to this for so long, and it feels so right.
Absolutely.
To be here.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great volume. I'm so excited to talk about volume 5 next time. And obviously that is what we're covering next time on the podcast. But I guess as we start to sort of close things out, let's do some promotions. Andrew, anything that you have to promote? Anything like that? Anything going on in your life?
Just my blue sky at Andrew Doing Art.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll absolutely be linked below. I love your art so much, Andrew. I love especially because I've known you for, my God, probably nearly 10 years now.
We're getting so close to 10 years, and that's terrifying. Like,
yeah. And my God, I remember just seeing your art for the first time, and you've grown so much as an artist over the years. And I strongly encourage anyone. I strongly encourage anyone listening to this to just go check out Andrew's Blue Sky page. Andrew Doing Art. Seriously, such a talented dude. I'm so happy you came on for this episode.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
And I'm so happy you're coming on for the next episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. Jacob, what do you have going on in your life?
I mostly have my blog where I kind of recently reviewed 2 Stephen King novels, Rage and The Long Walk, which were both interesting in very different ways, as well as I've been reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation as I watch it for the first time. When this is out, I will have just put out a review on The Ensigns of Command, the second episode of season 3, which is looking at who's writing it. It's either going to be amazing or awful.
It's a banger.
It's oscillated. Okay.
It's more Snodgrass. Trust me, it's a banger. It's a banger, Jacob. It's so good.
It's more Snodgrass doing Measure of a Man and not.
It's a data episode. Trust me, it's good. It's really.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, trust me, you're in good hands. On that note, of course, I also review Star Trek: The Next Generation with my brother. We do video reviews on the channel at the time of release. We have recently put out a review on Evolution, the first episode of season 3. I have a brand new sprite image for that. I'm now officially bald, like I am in real life on that. So if you want to see that, check that out. Also, as well, in line with Jacob, or rather, he's in line with me, on our Patreon, patreon.com/Blood Studios. You can also get early Star Trek reviews. We have our video review out for the Instance of Command as well. You can check that out right now if you go to Patreon and join the Lieutenant tier on there. Or no, actually, or either the Instant or the Lieutenant tier on there, either the $2 or the $5 tier. Also on our Patreon, you can also get exclusive Star Trek commentaries. Me and my brother are going through all of Star Trek, the original series, once more. You can get our commentary for the Corvette maneuver, and next week we have our commentary for the Menagerie Part 1 coming out, which we just recorded recently, and just a fascinating episode to revisit. If you're not into any of that, you can also fresh-based extras. You can get even more of this podcast the first 20 minutes before we even talk about anything else comic related, or sometimes it's comic related. We talk about anything we want on that. But if you're not into any of that, there is a general support tier. It's the cadet tier. It's the $1 tier. It's general support. You get your name in the description of every video we put out on YouTube. It'll be the first thing that people see when they go down to the description below. They'll see your name down there. They'll want to become a patron as well. I think that's how it works. Also on the channel, we do R2BD. It's the Star Wars show I do with my brother. We are most definitely, I've been saying it for a couple of episodes in a row now, most definitely putting out our episode on Rebel Jail coming out very soon. Trust me, we have like 4 episodes of backlog recorded on R2BD. They will probably come out in rapid succession. So be on the lookout for all that. Also, God, what else? Fresh Face One Shots. It's the spinoff of this podcast where we cover current comics coming out. We cover, it's so many at this point, Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, the spinoff of Wonder Woman, Batman by Matt Fraction, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, The End of the Long Halloween Saga, as well as DC KO, the DC Fall event, as well as Unbreakable X-Men currently, which is going back into Uncanny X-Men in January. And that is, I think, actually all of our one-shots rotation right now. Holy shit.
We promise by the end of the year, the 7 will go down to 4.
I just want the listeners to know that most of that is Jacob's fault.
So, it is almost entirely my fault.
It is 1000% your fault, Jacob. Anyway.
I think I was the one who didn't I suggest one shots?
No, I suggested one shots, and I regret it every day. No, I don't. I love it. I really do. But yeah, God, I think that's it for the channel, right? Anything else we do? I think that's it. Just support us any way you can. Patreon, if it's not Patreon, subscribe to the channel, Blood Donut Studios. Any support is greatly appreciated. Our link trees, our socials, everything is linked down below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan,
Jacob Licklider,
and Andrew.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.